ana ode ebe mu na afi so so no the original no osan ede eye boga high life for them saying aku otibrofo now so kan na obobidin osai bibi so obobidin osai bibi
ono ye
hwan oye me papa osai bibi oye dehye ewo asante bekwai eye amanse pamre so ahuno osai bibi ono osai no almost spell OSSEI. Those are saying that be a no OS no. Or say BB. Into it say a former majority leader. A Abraham or say Edu. OSSEI. Almost and a amansia or say no. Into a say BB. So no, then a year anti Florence. Omunina every bequai. Into time or Germany no. Now or say BB no. Or a businessman pa and I just said na or boa or munina into BB was actually 2 better London and now 2 better London cross Abbey African shop was Stratford into account or say BB a man say pemre BB or say and okay omunia penny penny see amo Godfrey and to be quiet for no a year or say BB and I see amo Godfrey omunina na amo Godfrey so no CPP ni intina just say machechu mu kakra nti unya hunu osebia double S na and say omu free eye be kwai be kwai fo no yatena sia na me manti dwumadie ne de bremo na dwumadie me amedi ho chia me yefra me ADAKABRI Mamudu osioma misini akọ karata otimanim ha sei me ame wo faase prekope magere osai ajiman
wo fe ni o
na wajeso no ajeso wa faase a wo hwe akire di ama me enti na ni nyina mu no ya faase da so emfa ema panyini kwadwo da me ado amansan che me staff sergeant Harrison Ford kwabna mafo at large o she baby of any na production ne die as usual esi panyini kwadwo da me ado ne na so atutu ne bibia aye bibia e de ahia so na production no panyini kwadwo da me ado akire no Majori therefore yada eso san boa no content of the show no production nyina no or stake or interest and so ewom na oba fe pempen so so na George Jacob onyo no man no
me ametimi
wonhima
wie ya na me so no na edem
wonhima kwefrie ukwadwo so besia so ama me fe na kwefrie editi na chese ono ti ase na wajima boss we ya dia mitimi nka no
me small girl no dey akua nti and ya na akua for say akua for nyina ya mama
for them so dey chese ma me kwefrie edi ma me kwefrie hodwo so besia sia na se de osi chiche me so no jafna we di nsem hunu kura na me hu sa amma me no chire me nkama no ntumu edi kwefrie no so na o service mrante kwa na me no na me no be wa konoba de wo mu anu so say technical production no abna frema bankro ene yabe ba panyini no na yabe nemfuturo bebreba ewi wo mo a wonam santase fa apre ede yabe ekotomukura koduru bebu nemfuturo na chese wo mo sa
adam
ene de chese kofijo bada wuruma
sakwa kofijo bizo okoso ache
enti ezi ade kofijo bada roma enti omade srede ne se emfuturo na penti wo da ho ama wo mo enti se yempe no toto yempe no a asphalt ne ba ye no yemra mary penti wo nyina fie ho ma wo mo
ye ma fire service for ko
da bia na ne papa nya kata eno so de abna bia na sabi enkro predu asane panyini engineer no de ne hwini ko wura baabi ene se kata bebrebe yeso mo da bia no vacuum da bia na emfuturo de nya de papa o emfuturo nya de papa senka unim pathologist bi nanka wo busa no say ya na emfuturo mu nsam na ye papa obi a ne upper respiratory your friends and organs no say the city a ka be hu se emfuturo nya de papa kura emfuturo ene nwusie emfuturo ene nwusie enya de papa kura
aden kwa ni enim ne ntam kura nka nose mask kura nka ye hyase hyehyɛ ntam
ya hyase
Una mfuturo mananke bon hwene so no kra betumi a prevent bibi kakra de am.
Na ye na nose mask ba ntam so anko how beba. Abrante bi friend sa hene. Owo eye bantma na namfo pa ne apia stadium. Na sa hene bebe fro boss. Obefro boss na Chinese ni bi a wo ba. Minim de no Chinese ni no wate na no o she nose mask. Na sa hene so wonte ase se adentina yama Chinese ni no she nose mask akofro boss yi. Na sa hene insight passenger for no say yensi your friend is saying
I don't know person win any man.
Just on Tiasia Sakwan Chinese in India as a baby boom. Nessa in inside passenger for CNC a Chinese ni and a coba says you need and swassy because he's passenger ni. Hey, Sahini, and then your friends and me Baba could DJ and qua at to tune you now. And son of me director Japan. The Japan baby will be a Michelle. I didn't know Japan by a sign in the beginning of society. Miniano. That's him we are. Chinese ni ashe nose mask nti wonti ase sa hine me mfa nkwa da bas mo se da bi sa bas na musula betla
e bia no escape na gin se
ye cheche mama sa hine te ase eti nose mask so ntokwa yakon ama e whole bas
nose mask nso na e will now no for nose mask ndi ade ba kwa hom se bia be ma bi wonam na wo hu eye nice girl bi na opese won kokasa na washe nose mask na won se den hu nanim ni yie na
wonya too sure
madafo bi ko bank bi na okoye na tell na ya no sure afi opeso ya na ko hu tell nso na wawe nose mask na se say be ya obaka chenzo onyi na wahu nanim
chesa tenu sa no gise bia wotete no ana ko obanum nsuo kakra omo so sa no obekwa eye omo common room obekwa common room na wanya adwumbone na wotu
obi ase nose mask o kwa kopa ajo se etie pia no se actually girl person ko nose mask yo nam se me ha me hwe poster na o du za ke mu ye
hwe no maso na hwe na ninkranchi o hwe no ma na hwe na ninkranchi a butum se beye na emumra oyi nose mask na hunu se we yesito a
ho na obi se
oye sito
zan na wa fa de za
o bu za se sito ye de
do go nim
sito ago be nose pass ya do say oye sito na je say nimfumpi ni te say meka abe no fa de sa na wo de ye be say ade do ko mu so mu bi red bi so mu timi de fair for mu but na no fa de sa di ba boni se mo akwa bank discount ko to wa
no bi hotel a wa nose mask oh yeah sa ba wi nose mask
e ga say mema ponchi amoso mo mienga onya ponchi anga o ba say majimani every me normal
no I just said ni sika no de kono kra de wayi na every
kra
and ogina I just ade no na din komo no bisa no unnecessary question as na judgment no say e asem papa na yei na eye abrantie your friend no bedi akon so ma ka kire oda kura se na ye ne wi akoko bi na sa akoko na alata ne bi na ne toto ototo na wa twitwa ne kakranka kanketenkete no de eye afra maku afra na eye chedai na na kwa mbedi akon na akwa ne de eye akoko ne ba ne de si table so a eye Alhaji Collins Dauda Alhaji me ho te san na Alhaji Collins Dauda ti ona ya frecheda na we free moving pick aba na ADAKABRI to no na ye wi akoko na chese ye wi ano chese de agina ye wiewu de batachire na fe ne hu kakra ba sese akware pete e na utika de bre na edushia ushia che da ba bia no aka chense ye wiewu obekai ade kura ye wiewu that a Roman ridge already abra na this incidental so no college am call London ho aso no ko ba bia na metie so ho aso no tie na ye London Borough of Waltham Forest the London Borough of Waltham Forest no na college na ho ye Waltham Forest College and on the Forest Road so I know it is Waltham Forest College on the Forest Road no honam koye hono no so ekoye enti no cheda na je so ya akwala ketwa kra ana o member bia e say makotwam ho kra but at least Forest College do ko international so be ma si abekuma
so mientie se do sika no ne nhwe whether ye tie na sem na o kan pe yi ana mientie se do sika no enti sen o sika no ma
hwe nkrofo kro uko Dubai o mo kra no na ye desert enso mo kra nya epo aba ho o ma dreje ayade ba kwa mpese me yema kuma se man ha se me dreje ama epo ebi aba ha na yetimi de shape ni ade so de normal ba 2024 na afi ni ebetwi container 1111 from Accra Harbor. Eddie Abba Itema Harbor, Eddie Abba Kumasi. If you cry to keep 6 hours and sana container back up with Dura, if you do Arizona and no my base half a walk container, Nina be a bubu. Abra. We every way and answer we in Swa within 1 hour, not container 500 a Duha. So open so ship 500 Suka baby, I ship it baby. Until I'm here, I want to open the Western Corridor, the Eastern Corridor, the infrastructure. I want to build power stations, energy stations. I want to connect the gas. I want to create industrial. I want to bring technology. Let us create our own mobile phones and create our own laptops. Now, when your laptops is an exercise book and consider BBA, lithium here, the ama China for near the Adinano, and only a dear son of Manomano, what you say, you will plastic, you will be Biawa, you bet me a Cassia industrial, now share me crana, and a Menoma Mayana, who say one of my biggest businesses is the industrial park, a friend of Petronia, one with me go no mashe. A dear Meshasi screaming about industrialization 12, 13 years ago. Now, Picrana make 30 and a minya service, Now, from that time now, we'll be able to go a people cry about no muhume idea no mafa, no more person koye bibi basa hob be then instead some mobile one crown yen now oka Facebook Mark Zuckerberg money ade or mususa and almost shasi a bimu 20 years and then Facebook will be our Ghana quiet Nigeria will be a dear chibi we shall Bill Gates more or munina mususa and almost shadi we say if you know 20 something and nobody there's 70 something or mukudi 80 or my man is 50 years or made running we are seeing over Africa Akrabia is a penny pen out in the casa Akra Timin Casa Akra Vision Akra 29 crowd a bio yam prio and Tina Mabuno or Mamusa Mesoma sorry now almost no more show be or was our commander or was our carriage now the timing is right until Yesabia we will be beer medita down Mona Mudimechi and I say Bibicra Bibre minimum but a adoye Phobic crowd or more musica and no more printed t-shirts no more because now almost be almost obetimia ombejina Hamana on Subetimejina Hamano because and penny for Mudi Mines, Homogen crown, Sankomogen crown, and Camino Casa, and say 8-9 million crowd Gua, Omunia Juma, a baby school Munia Juma, and drain on one dream of Moho, Nami Nipa, Medrin Nipa. What I say, baby, I'm a free buyer. Nankupon Shabby, my Medru, Medri, Sankanya, Pana Medinam, and then Yan.
Nana Kwame Bediakon, and now Walker, ye Ninsam, Eddie, Echere, Ojoma for Ewo, Ebusia FM. Yentie, a ye Kwame Bediakon, say, Oka real, and Oka see, and now Oka see pet. Yentie, say, better or about real, Susudi Womana. Yentie, Nana Kwame Bediakon.
Crofo who could Dubai or Mukrano, nay, desert, and so Mukrania, a poor abajo, or my dredge. I had about one person, the Yama Kumase Maya, some dredge, ama a poor Ebiabaha, near timid ship near the Adeso de Nomaba, 2024, nothing a tree container, 1111 from Accra Harbor. Eddie Abba Itema Harbor, Eddie Abba Kumasi, a bio cry to keep 6 hours and sana container back up with Dura, if you do Arizona and no my base half a walk container, Nina be a bubu, Abra. We every way and answer we in Swa within 1 hour, not container 500 a Duha. So open so ship 500 Suka baby, I ship it baby. Until I'm here, I want to open the Western Corridor, the Eastern Corridor, the infrastructure. I want to build power stations, energy stations. I want to connect the gas. I want to create industrial. I want to bring technology. Let us create our own mobile phones and create our own laptops. Now, when your laptops is an exercise book and consider BBA, lithium here, the ama China for near the Adinano, and only a dear son of Manomano, what you say, you will plastic, you will be Biawa, you bet me a Cassia industrial, now share me crana, and a Menoma Mayana, who say one of my biggest businesses is the industrial park, a friend of Petronia, Mamu Betmago go no mashe, a dear Meshasi screaming about industrialization 12, 13 years ago. Now, Picrana make 30 and a minya service, Now, from that time now, we'll be able to go a people cry about no muhume idea no mafa, no more person koye bibi basa hob be then instead some mobile one crown yen now oka Facebook Mark Zuckerberg money ade or mususa and almost shasi a bimu 20 years and then Facebook will be our Ghana quiet Nigeria will be a dear chibi we shall Bill Gates more or munina mususa and almost shadi we say if you know 20 something and nobody there's 70 something or mukudi 80 or my man is 50 years omo de run we ase agina oba Africa akora bia te se panimu pe na otie ne kasa akora ntimi nkasa akora ni vision akora 29 crowd e bio ye mpinio ntina mabunu no omo hu se me so ma sorry na omo so no no omo hwehwe obi a owo sa akoma na owo sa courage na the timing is right nti nye se bia mi obi bia me de dada omo na omo di machi ana se bibi kora bibre minimum but e adoye nkofo bi kora de omo musika na omo print t-shirts na omo boa because na omo probi a omo so obetimi agina omo begina ho ama na ono so betimi agina ho ama no because empanyifo omo di man su omo ndwene nkora ho se nko omo ndwene nkora ho a nkame no ka se nya ne se 8-9 million kora go a omo ni adwuma e bi ewie su omo nya adwuma ndwene na omo ndwene omo ho na me ye nipa a me dwene nipa ho what I say baby am free buy no nyankopon nhyira me ma me meduru ya maduri se nkanya akoma pa na me denam na nya nyansa bi na odi ama me na me yusu ne na dom bi na odi acha me na me yusu
right nana kwa me bedi akon ana ote ne no akwa bedi akon isusu no onyini wala pass ye ya o Marjorie
baba
the oka ye dia ne kasa tentene dia se dia bebrebe
me one more because me my say it is possible on radio na make say the innovation no say you wa hoden na ebetimi aya it is possible why not it is possible I make na make say you mapping because o map the coastal areas no na wo hwe wo me Ashanti ebohye na why not ebetimi aya only say a huge investment as you
Central Region Bank
Central Region
Bank so answer na ubetimi aka say wo de epo say epo wo fom na ye wo soro india na ekura no so wo hwe said the rising sea if it in Senegal ede bagan has nyina no the sea is rising I just say you ba up to sea level no a ebe the amana koyo ha krama epo no obetwi afaye so na wo hwe de ye Suez Canal omo year before 1900 no omo year Suez Canal na just say ya Mediterranean no ene ye di etwamu a na just ships no e bypass kwantentene no a obekwa akofa South Pacific one mo e de aba na akwa akoye ensem etententene in terms of the 6-day war Israel and Egypt e de kashe so no and Mars Suez Canal no ye tum kakra ada na ekro mo ye expansion ai ho no ma omo na yan ye wo soro na sea no wo fom e du hwe mu a ensu awodo a wo Ghana nyina no esane ekogu punum so ahono enti je so ye bibi a ubetimi ama ensu no aba sea level na apono etimi aba na chi ekakra enti obi say se yan hwe se wo so up the apple eba Asante the be the cheapest and the shortest ebe free Central Western region obi say se ufa ensuo we esubontene pra so ahono entu ze esubontene pra no okokobọ pum e wo shama enti ufri Cape Coast e de ekọ takrade a uzo bedu shama na wako ntwaban na biposo na esuo pra no okroso sa main highway no enti okroso highway no obeten westwards na odi akoshama na wakokọ bopum edi obi wo shama na o kire o sede suopra or bopum esitie no a it's a sight to behold enti say wo de pra no kura ya na watimu free say shama e de banachi na just a bridge ya beposo no no eda Accra Cape Coast Takoradi highway no this ye by bridge no mu so ahono na ye rezi no ekosoro ebiew na afi no wate pra no mu saa be fa sachira himan edu fa sachira himan na uduru asene man mu a unse wonam asene kuhia so asampa na na odi aba beduru asempra so ntunzo oduru asempra so a na obekroso Cape Coast Yamransa bekwai Kumasi highway no so no but we no kura no wonfa meduru asene praso otwam okuhia hodom no ano eho na esuo ofen river ofen ono so obo pra no mu hodom so no into wo turn left was at the wani kire Asante na je say pra no ebe cross praso e de akọ baby abiri mu ni plan bo so ekura no achia se ningo achim so adro e de abefa achim da e de abakede we de obedru praso river eye bridge no ma no watene akomo baby one ofin bom no na je say wo de afa ofinum wo de fa ofinum so ofin so beba ma ofin so oduru eye bekwaya ofin no be call left towards Dunkwao na afi eye oda esoso aba be bo eye ofinum e wo bekwai ho it so oda no bo bekwai e ho a no wo de ate afa oda no wo de tefa oda na wo dreje a ye no anso wo de akroso eye bekwai to anwan kwanta ho wo de akroso na afi eye bekwai kontena se edwoso na eno so okroso no be 7 times okra e wo ho so ahunu is it about for years wo be kura no oda no sa be crosso so because oda no the technical name oda asantemanwura oda asantemanwura it is obi akra bebe ye santehene a ye de ne be ko oda no ayi merge no ayi merge no ye de no num be emprenson ansana watimi aba be santehene so no enti oda no eba sa no ba na chi a oda susu no uduru kwaso a uduru dwoso a oda na da hoyi so no oda no ebetwam between besiase ene edwoso ena oda no de akonachi so hunu enti oda no so nya duru besiase ne edwoso a eye 2 months away from Buankra Inland Port enya epono na ade duru Buankra Inland Port we enti we wo abesiri bia so na nya santi
possible obetimi aye
because enso channel na da hoyi it is a channel na ye
obetimi aye
because o free eye Buankra Inland Port na woda no da ho asantemawura na chese between edwoso ene besiase woda no nie na wasan akọ cross edwoso ene eye donaso wasan akọ cross so hono obe cross a hot bear 3 times and sana wo de akọ bekwai ho no na wakwa okọ bekwai no wasan cross eye Abidjan kwanta wo di free atonsu ede kwa continent no obe cross eno so e ho ansana wakwa cross eye anwan kwanta te bekwai wa cross o cross won mu a na baby a obe budi nchi kura ansana wakwa akọbọ eye ofin mu no kura no it will marvel you because wo di ofin achi so dia ofin no ono no beba kwa kosi Dunkwao na wa cross road no na waba ne namu akofa Jacobu ho na mua no so aba be cross eye adiamra eye be ayi adiamra eye enkawe toase de kwa baabie ni no adiamra e wo ho ofini cross ho it ofini cross ho na afide wo de ko eye macro eboa ho ede akọ ahinkro offense one no before then no na nwabe onwabe no akọ ofinum edu adekwa no de fu anwabe ni mu a wo de baba de aba be si atefua na chese eye edukrom ne nwabe agya nye no ani but ye better say ye de be fa odanum ye de aba eye adjusu be si adjusu municipality
aben Inland Port
na aben Inland Port no we nye no anse ye de ye titimu we na chese ye si NTB da
what I say you're possible a very huge vision.
What will be the purpose for undertaking such a huge engineering feat? There was a definite purpose for the building of the Suez Canal. So also was there a purpose for building the Panama Canal. What is the purpose of dredging the sea to Kumasi? And at what cost? Consider that this is a country that does not have a central sewage system. I said that way you. It is just $62 billion.
And
$62 billion.
The business is going to say, Yakase, your boy, what I been. Because you entrance in business. I year to the BIA say, Yan Shading move.
But that person in the same. Obi say on say Suez Canal ya keno. Say no na o bypass kwantentene no ship no bekwa. Say bia person di bibi kura ko South Africa. Hwe bia be free as o ba be fa see ha say na dia ekwan wo. So because the plane free here ko South Africa wo sani o. So it imagine say who free North America. Na chesa fe no wo ba be fa no have tickets abesra ko South Africa. Ha adwene. It what will be the purpose? A former energy minister Obaka say Colossus or your Colossus pa Torino Wachia Honorable and Ebusa say purpose ne saying it be just a yere and akwa mbedi akubusa say what will be the purpose because a business pa dey obusa say business is saying container saying and teacher say because in alternatively
obo railway na obo insuo no but now the focus in is see
I mean can you say you are on your knees begging for $3 billion with all kinds of demeaning conditions
and 62 billion and I say Sikandi a huge so when a huge investment
but also can real and we can see
okay see but now the focus na kasani you see only saw the real no be compliment
I mean the focus to know you say as a yenye ambitious enough and na yetiwo editete adwene o se panyini penne kasa na akola de o kasa obi antie necessary also kwakoye because wo hwe industrial hub ya Trematin eso obeye wasante the new industrial hub in Ghana West Africa krano ebeye 5,000 acre land ewo Buankraya so na sa adwuma ne bamu ade ne de ene wo sa industrial hub no so ma men kan bibi kakra ne yenhwe se bia sa industrial hub no eno ma ewo mu no bia na ebetimi aboa yen ama sa industrial hub no ya ye hu bibia na so no sa industrial hub no bia hia ma se eye ye tinsuom ama ensuo etimi aba so no aba beduru ho no mu a na bebusa se de na ebi ebetimi aye de amayen so de na bi ebetimi aye de amayen enti asem a ehun hia papa
because of adena am for say that ehun no we say because obi asende ama me say na me no cry your problem here den say ye be reverse gravity of the sea say ye dey
we be sea level
na o say when ye as ye tuatu aso keke we na kwa say enyina so bi enim
there be more dismissing sir ye contest ben nipa no ode kasa
yeah
contest ode kasa ni say I was say yetimi industrializing that is the contest that is about the reason why na cheddar there were talks about senka cheddar any Alan Trematin be kabum it is this industrialization so and are you saying say person industrializing as someone work cannot one say we can 10 sa pa but she no maybe you greater Kumasi cities is ifre ni your document no you say greater Kumasi industrial city and special economic zone so no greater Kumasi industrial city and special economic zone under the auspices of the Ministry of Trade and Industry na ode ebaye na odikama Ghana Ghana krano ye area 238,535 kilometer square with a population at the time of 29.4 million so no na ode ebaye na watch the baby Ghana ewo na o say background to the Ghana's industrial development strategic vision so no the government of Ghana and working with the private sector are launching a comprehensive program for industrial transformation anchored on 10 pillars. And or they ekai so no. It a business or the can say one region, one industrial park, and one district, one factory initiative. No. Now also a greater Kumasi area no. The middle belt of the country. And now abaya the primary choice for the development of new industrial city and a special economic zone due to its strategic location, accessibility, and coverage, as well as access to some of the best technological and educational resources in West Africa. In addition, also area no, traditionally considered as the gateway to the Sahelian countries. And also so by a conceptual design, no, say Greater Kumasi Industrial City, no, incorporated a 5,000 acre landmass, now being positioned as a 4-in-1 international industrial city. 4-in-1 industrial city. And 4-in-1 industrial city, no, production plus livelihood plus ecology plus infrastructure. So no, and also development model, no, based on combining organically the development of an industrial enclave and a modern urban city, so an industrial enclave and a modern industrial city. It was the industrial and economic activities, no, it will be developed based on the city whilst industry will serve as the stimulus to drive urban upgrading and improve infrastructure and service facilities. This will lead to thereby sustainable development for industry, the city, and its people. And I just say, what they design no at one more. They say, what drone in kama, and or they buy the primary development map of the Kumasi industrial city, no, and also what draw map in at the Atuanoma, Ubenya inland port, Ewo, Sa industrial city one, Ubenya transportation logistic hub, Ewo Honum. Ubenya administration and management because Buanka land port also 400 acres. It is also a subsume in the 5,000 acre land. Nasem. No, industrial inland port no when a transportation logistic hub, no when administration and management office complex, when your commercial center, shopping mall, when your biopharmaceutical park, no when your hotel and restaurants, now when your financial center, when your convention and exhibition center. When your business incubator, when your technology and innovation park, when your education and learning resource center, when your residential enclave, when your leisure and entertainment park, when your eco village, when your food and beverage manufacturing, when your automobile manufacturing, when your furniture city, when your gold city, when your aeronautical maintenance center, when your machinery and equipment manufacturing, when your heavy industrial, steel, aluminium, construction materials, 85 21 and normal way say and a bewo honum so it will be the food and beverage and so also the enclave and food and beverage manufacturing, automobile manufacturing, furniture city no sadie way saying a course no also project advantages no substantial support from government of Ghana. The industrial city enjoy special preferential policies and incentives provided by the government of Ghana in respect of the customs, duties, taxation, import and export concessions, remittance and repatriation of funds, management of country of origin and transit trade regulations, facilitation of immigration requirements and work permits, and infrastructure planning and construction both off-site and inside the zone. And also location advantage. Also Ghana is located strategically as an important hub in the Gulf of Guinea and along the Atlantic Ocean, and one of the most important locations in the West African Economic Corridor, with strategic links to Europe, South America, Asia, North America, and the rest of Africa. Also, Greater Kumasi Industrial City is located in the Ejoso Buankra area, near Kumasi, the second largest city in Ghana, and one of the most vibrant commercial trading centers in West Africa. With rapid growth, Kumasi has become the major transit shipment hub for the inland countries of West Africa, namely Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and Chad. Kumasi, Accra, and the port city of Tema are currently linked by expressways and will also in the near future be linked by the National Eastern Rail Network, particularly to the inland port of Buankra. So, and our Sanka project advantages, also inland port and integrated logistics terminal. The Buankra Inland Port and Integrated Logistics Terminal is an integral part of the Greater Kumasi Industrial City and covers a 400-acre parcel of land. It will have a container yard, container freight station, warehouses, commercial complex, administration complex, fuel station, equipment storage area, and the custom bonded area. The inland port will have a road network consisting of the main access road and a primary road that connects the main access road to the commercial and port administration zone. It will enhance Ghana's role as a transit corridor to the landlocked neighboring countries. And also international economic and trade advantages. Ghana is one of the AGWA, U.S. Africa Growth and Opportunity Act beneficiary countries, which provides duty-free quota for free access to the United States market for over 6,450 commodities. In addition, Ghana is the only two countries in West Africa that has signed and is implementing an interim economic partnership agreement with Europe, which provides preferential market access to the EU market, as well as access to the development financing and investment opportunities. As a member of ECOWAS, Ghana is considered a gateway to a market of over 380 million people and enjoys duty-free access to the ECOWAS market under the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme. Ghana is a signatory to the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, establishing a single market for Africa, and was the first country to ratify the AFTA. The AFTA is the largest trading bloc outside the WTO, with a population of 1.2 billion and a combined GDP of $3.5 trillion US dollars. In addition, Ghana is the host country for AFTA Secretariat, effectively making Ghana the commercial capital of Africa. Ghana is a key member of the Commonwealth and also a member of the Francophone group of countries, as well as an OECD member, opening up significant market opportunities for the trade and investment with many advanced economies in the world. All these advantages will significantly help the enterprise in the Greater Kumasi Industrial City expand businesses in the international market. Platform advantages. The Greater Kumasi Industrial City offers a powerful and integrated platform that combines the benefits of an inland port, world-class infrastructure for industrial development, a cutting-edge technology and innovation center, a pharmaceutical park, an agro park, a furniture city, a modern automotive assembly park, a financial services center, hospitality and entertainment center, transport and logistic infrastructure. In the industrial city, a one-stop investor facilitation service will be provided for investors, including business registration, project development, construction and operation, as well as facilitation in respect of customs, immigration, and other related regulatory requirements. In addition, the rural economy in and around Kumasi is mainly based on agriculture, lumbering, and mineral processing, which can provide a solid raw material foundation for the industrial activities to be undertaken in the industrial park. What a selected scenery ni biba. It is here, Greater Kumasi. The way say in Hong Kong, difference by when in Dubai, a picture of what the Greater Kumasi will look like. Now, what triple the accord, Mimi A, or triple the accord, I bring from a Greater Kumasi instead of BCIA. This is the Greater Kumasi. No. Can you see? Does it look all right? This is how you bet my yen say this offers and I did that one. No. Integrator Kumasi, Nessa, oh, you Nessa says, ye elevate Apono at the bar a year sea level with a year prano near Triplani the firm one at the ball of him at the ball on a or them near the bar a year a just Bessiasia. And they're just 2 months away from Buankra. I don't know. I just said the owners of our media, Anna Mekase, Amanyo Fui, Bia vision, a vision at the Ghana. A busy baby, you be a noir, or baby and Anwaka or baby, be I best say, oh, mine. Ubia vision. Now we are the vision. MP was him. And we say, what kind of sounds a project in a very huge. And I saw mine was share. And a World Bank dedicated $30 million, Abreu, and a South Korean government $150 million. Why are you not talking about it? Why is the Buankra project, you know? Every Greater Kumasi project, you know? How can Greater Kumasi? Oh, okay. Greater Kumasi project, World Bank, Ukoko share a year footage, a year Thursday, January 12, 2023. And the then Alancha Martin are resigning, and the World Bank and the South Korean government officials. Eko otumfo eko kansa asem we say awomugusu amu ye adwuma no ye disika ba amu ye adwuma no. Why are the MPs in Ashanti not talking about it? That's when you hire them not na mekai. So no I just say MP for ni bi akohwehwe nsase a joining to sansase we ya o makwaje Jeffrey nananom honom amemema nananom ntakunsempo take advantage of that project we say, but they won't talk about it. It teacher that so kan no o kan eponko ana say okay, a train so can and so or can train and I make us all can train rails no a can now on the focus no yes a pono just say sushen no beti me afaso na containers ahodo and nam say your quantum points we na ke be free so on the bottom no yes or can say or the go Kumasi keke or can say yes sushen no beti me afaso na e containers no money ade no etimi akọ eye enclave no mo containers ahodo ekọ e no kan eye rails because so kan kra say ye de eye ahyen articulated tracks e kra etwe containers na dodo na opese wo de kọ no untimi fa nkọ at a particular point of time na ya wo hwe azils ahodo magazine for the gugu trucks na se and na azils timi kwa ma car ba ko na ma and the cover chassis 32 34 36 36 a 64-ton vehicle. No nam sa a kwan way say so. Now we need nam a kwan ba so single carriageway. A then a car and a cover 32, 34, 36. Cover Maku 305 cover. Now Maku 36, Maku 34, Maku 32. And then the omu year crana omu ba say a tractor head ne ne trailer no kra no afedo o man ya de ba ko pese yo na 40-footer container near the AC truck so na truck no kuta koba mako edu nsia na ye de asi so oduru run about wontimi ntwa no ho
na den
okwanu aba ani atetete ho a na sa brand ne kan se na se ye nya epoa ye nya tire
se ehwe na epo no sika no so na oman no ye ntime nya ase ye betime aris otutu eye railways ne se dia na all kan no na enu nso etimi abo enti me mo fa me obi kasa me amanyoni bia enu o kana sema me botugu amanyoni bia kasa me boaboa no na mehu se we de ebia ye but this time ye ntimi nye ebia we because some man would do so normal bebre wo ho a wo man ye wo me de akwan e de nam eye bipom no me ade nyina se ni nyina wo ho so ni nyina wo ho
e de bi ne ye kan
enti eno nche se ye ntimi ye betimi aye so obi aye bia ye so betimi aye
abo acheja ko say eye ne nakpo or say the total GDP of Ghana is about $62 billion. How do you envisage a single investment of $62 billion and how this economy can absorb it with all the macroeconomic consequences?
So, yes, so also look at the financial aspect of it. Financial person.
Can we just discuss it?
Yeah.
Or can we just yedidi agro?
And no make us say say yedidi agro. So, when you are good, and yes, you'll be our can as ye say, Obia some of Beckham Biano, and you are good in the first place because Ansana Obi Benya dream Pobi say, Oba Beye Mampenyeno, and no cran, sa intent and no crack, no, and ya dear, that form.
Donald Trump, you know, cancer. Who's that Donald Trump? People are talking about it.
Donald Trump, you cry, only said answer to be my penny first one.
And then there's someone most of that monk can cram with the what's what we never do. All kinds of no core group be a muti. It is somewhere a year and another be the Akokai. Because of the passes, what she say? Say Alan Martinez obey industrial hub. Sa greater commercial project here can ye na photo how it is envisaged conceptually tie be tia ye no na se kwan be dia ko dwene kwan ye be fa so a ye betimi atwe seaway anase canal bi de akọ no mu a sansuo ye ibubo didin no ye betimi a widen sansuo no pathway na betimi a widen pra no pathway.
Just when engineering works never come ye palm so and ya dia eda from a very huge investment engineering works never come now what much media mean kase it is not possible no
I thought that it is possible to young one. Yeah, I said, I tell one.
Possible, but it is possible. I can't say, I can't you be as
I know, yes, I'm saying, I don't register patent. My patent in a
idea, I just say, obey you make up men kind of program.
We are biased.
There is one of my kind of work as I said, it is possible, and then
we are biased.
I don't know who can work with a tree program. It's a baby. So, it's a baby. Ni and say, Obiaka baby, I may case be a ye. But papa or mine on a young also, we share a year or rub watch a jackal on car say, you. But no, the two and him say now, on my years, get 3 billion grana. You got $3 billion grana. You pay as well. It was also the financial analysis, no, a deba. So now a support to argument. And so, okay, fine. It will be saying tonight, just say, yeah, quite a nimono. At the end, a year to me, I said, that chibino, Yana Sunday, be a year. Say, ye sick as someone, bet me, Jan and I, soon I am an a year. So, Nanka, yet to me, I drain ya discussions and a free ho. Near the call because what I say, your railway see a year, you may year. Now said ya plan that why I say come crack or Burkina. Now say to me a year. Now a carry and no man free a port to inland port to ho. Now a year, Juma, Yaquine ho betono. So Yaquine so beton because a no man, no munina, and I'm a quantum point so. Don't I care about one tea? I say, you will say, and yes, oh. We dear said obi send me Saturday send my so ye jade ke kana we die akwa say bi say hunu bi na o keke
Facebook we should also say it's quite unfortunate that Mefrema is suffering to a stream
network no
but dedicated people we so are still no bank krakra and then we have Abnam Pofu she misses the show and she misses ADAKABRI and the team. If the Abnam Pofu say good afternoon for ADAKABRI. Alan is the only credible presidential candidate. And Eko Echimani Bentum. Also, you will never understand any explanation from the communication team of the 24-hour economy because you don't understand it yourself. Abraham Pofu, Sabe Bim, also ADAKABRI. Please, if you want to talk about the development of the Greater Kumasi, please, it is only an honorable Alan Chematin that we can trust. And Osai Ede Ebaye. Richard Donko and or say Magjerry speak with two mouths in the morning and afternoon. I don't padoka different for the we are woka.
Efa de be
be as the Sadia no ye can.
Cheda de. Oh there you. And then not nipa nintie me. Cheda de and no cra man can and nempo me can and me can Monday no. Monday no na me boss so. And then be na one follow me here. Because cheda de no because and just say ye ka say bia enye possible. So I say sana me ka no. Obia some okabia na me antontwini o.
Obi kwa so don ye na no be vegetarian.
Yes, enti say ye to twene wo de ye nyina ye mbobo nsam na chire nhwe da bia no pa.
So ka real so ka.
Ye mbo chire nhwe.
O ka real so
ka nhwe.
O ka real so ka ho a. Chire say epono na anya yi aso betimi aye. Ebeneza Kofi Bochie o say those who believe in its possible slogan don't believe that someone can dredge the sea to Kumasi. Mentumbu asiminkani yena. Adiemu yintimi urem no atwa ntententen. Osi Ebeneza Kofi Bochie. Osi those who believe in its possible slogan don't believe that someone can someone can dredge the sea to Kumasi. But what happened to their own possibility slogan? Well, I'm here to let you know that under the visionary John Dramani Mahama, it was possible to turn sea water into good drinking water for the good people of Accra to drink. Nano akusi say. That this sea water. So I know one. Teshiana. A desalination plant. That plant.
Because a cover problem crab a big crab. Remember I'm saying 2-3 years ago.
But then in Sony boarding. Such as in making it possible in Sony boarding. Yet mean to say Sony. This ended the era of Kufua gallons in Accra. It was called the Teshi Desalination Water Project. And this is the man I believe can change the fortunes of Ghana given a second chance. And or by Dominic Danso and so say 24-hour economy is coming. Ghanaian youth, let's support JM with a vote December 7. It nina say do we I say yes radiano. As when you say ye kasafa because ki kasafa on class so
enti wafa me de oko Facebook nkrofo bebre e de ye asresem but yen some of us no yen no a politician kasa yen fa anya asresem
what could be the purpose
yet na say na ye de analyze purpose no so kan yo o kan wo tape na boy ni mo en sam ni nyina o kan ni nyina o tape ni mo enti o hwe purpose na o kan wom because no o hwe se de be ya if the new man say be yen so industrialization policy na no ka ho ase so na shape no kra na yen say temape na ebetimi awurawura ma na ba be pie wo ebia Kumasi asante mantem vessels no so they nti na ese etim nya sa waterways na eno na be pave sa way no de ama sa vessels no na wo mo carry containerized goods no
but see akura no
sana no kan ni na wo
yet the petroleum products egu vessel mu edi free akonsombo edi kobupe edi die na ye sa mpaka na rail no mpaka na rail edi nti na ye enye ye di no ma free time habo edi kwa akoma vessel ama vessel edi di free akonsombo edi akobupe bupe wonu so duru hono mo no a petroleum products you the
Yeah.
there's a tunnel there's a tunnel and not I won't say a tunnel but bibi or hono mu a ebetimi ebetimi at the petroleum products no atwa so they call landlord areas no also wafa it is possible for Nana Beduako. You see all the big cities in Europe has that canal for raw materials to feed industrial machines. I mean all big cities because here can Port of London a kuro bi a friend Tilbury so no na Tilbury no one Southend upon sea so no and bomu enti epo no ewo eye ba bedru Southend honum ehona epo no wo na Thames water enti Kingston upon Thames hwe wo hwe eye London se ba bia Kingston wo ba bia Thames ne hase edine na mu befa London kronim finfin so ebefa Westminster ekofa Thames Mead ekwa de ba Greenwich edi bebe Erith edi ba me de Queen Elizabeth Bridge edi atoso ema wo de ba eba etwam wo Purfleet abetwam wo Grace edi akọ Tilbury and a Tilbury na Port of London no edi Port of London no Thames no ne yetimi ship no bebe si Port of London yetimi de fa ensuo so eba Thames ma odu London Bridge kura na Tower Bridge Tower Bridge no ebie sa ema ship timi wura ho eti eno no sa say Thames na wo hoi it is a Thames wo ho na yetimi de normal fa Thames no so e de Port of London na wo de fa car so dia wo yi no Port of London na wo de ba be fa Grace abefa Purfleet e de akofa Dagenham e de Abarenham na wo de aba adentina ti yeso so ye wonsuo no pra no ene wo fe no ene wo da no wo ho a yeso so ye ntimi enye de antimo because uhwa at times no one House of Commons na chipe Udu Westminster baby MPs no one omo dan ni Thames no anno ho no mo pe
It's over and I make us say unse BBC no ye de toto aman hodo na etumpon na yenye analysis no ye analysis na for instance bi oman ni sikasem eti fa ne say eye cheddar se Ghana for ato aba e dia mana ye say ye bisa ne say oman no ye sikasem gina be ani kwan ben so na wo befa na say your friend say investment we no ana sa improve to
no interview na wakan no aye kwadwomafo no so no waye kwawni ene wati kumase edu anya proper sia no eti chese ye de yakura se cheddar de
edu bi se kra
edu o mu se kra na gayesa ka wo kwawni cheddar se wadi epo beba kumase nyanka kwadwo ka wo busa ne se na ubeye den
ade eti ekwa no ne asem ne nti nipa ne ka ena me ya montungu bra na be kire mu okay say you say be cost be $62 billion ena oman no ena owura boache eja ko boy with the financial analysis
GDP ni nyina so
GDP ni nyina total
$60 billion
$60 billion ya ton ye nyina akra na eti akwa na ebe bisa ne say kwan ben so
na abefa
ena obefa ne yetimanya sika ye betim dia yo project ne ye nka se wuntimi nye meme ye de ye nka se wuntimi nye na mom kwan ben so
ena abefa
na obefa
mama nka we
yetima di nchire mu no
ye ben say Master P Ozi hey Wafada Kabri to the whole we say. Good afternoon, sir. Wafada Kabri. Wafa, you are being missed. Oh, yes, you are missing Munina. Mimanti is airborne inside Kingsland. Hey, Wafa, the historian. You so deep, Wafada Kabri. Kindly send special condolences to Peter Chiechampo, aka Master P, Davis, Opoku, Yao B, Tom Black, Beatrice Oba Adjua, Gloria, Vicky, Pokia, Millicent and the rest of the family as you bury your dear mom Obapenyin Lydia Boatma aka Auntie Boatma in Asante Achim Hwidiem on Saturday. Warm regards to reaching out to Angela Kwasua Kwendu Amwako aka Sister in Coventry. Samuel Lawe in Southampton, Mami Kwendu aka Mami K also in Coventry. Isaac Asamoah in Bermondsey. Elder Bismarck Asamoah Yabua aka Asabi of Manor House. Ernest Ampedu aka Akuko inside Wolverhampton and Juliet in Tiamwa aka Julie in Peckham. Fantastic show by all standards. Wafa, keep it up, Master P, London, Anna Ode, Ifri Dubai. It is such as kwan ben obefa so be no it mean
no the question
yempeke da na yemusa no
yenya no ana yenya ne kasa mafo bia na baba be chire mu
wanu akra ne say etimi nya no
say etimi nya no
na kwa na so nto no bu ase nkasa enye sa no kasa ntentem sa na we de
enye sa no kasa
oba bi so opena sem because of sa kasa na no kasa no o say na kwa de na ha do
so rattle so ono hu sa de na easy also ono why the feasibility studies no onimenti on providing further particulars in farmer na yentimi nya the proper understanding and na very very important because say be a project there be ntimi nya and we do ntimi nya me dey na eno ne dey me sa kasa no me nka bi say kasa ne dey me nka bi na momo kan na yabo akirahwe na mom akirahwe na yebebo no any analysis na yebeye no engineering works yebekom your expertise no wo betimi aboa ye ni bi kura na say be import be free ama wodo so
BOT kura build operate and transfer
nti ye ni bi kura mpo no kura de mitimi hu say ho de enye dene na afie ni yahwe eho sikasem ene kwan a ye be fa so because ye kan ye kan no e ba affect areas bi a e bia kura say ye ko jiri amanfo adangu so ho e say bi a ye kofa nkrofo bi sase ni nyina na say keka ni nyina bom so see the city ni ye hu eye havoc bi a betimi akose na ni nyina ye sisi ya no eti eye ade a enna ho saa keke so enna ho nti ono no timi provide with saa further particulars na amafo anya proper understanding one more dey see on Facebook and social media handles and so no there well send it no onyanti ase
mamun sire kakra because ya na
because mamun say na
so wo hwemu a eno ma pie wi nkrofo eno ma pie wi nkrofo no edu ba bia na edi bi so aye sire kakra
bi kwa un say captions no so no I would dredge sea to Kumasi eno akeko
na sa no kan
captions na
o kan brofo he
and am say captions no za no ma trotro
agwefie sa be kam yentie bi say asem o kan na hemfa no kan sa
address to Kumasi that is not the issue. The substance of the matter. Substance and the procedure. Substance of the matter. No
ambitious programs. And then World Bank for mama kwa such an ambitious program.
Enti na me say ni nyina no. Onyenya na no akire ye kwanya ye betimi afa so.
Mama say tie voice ni bi back. Yesenti eye na kwa mbedi akọ voice ni back.
Kwan ma comment ma hu ma hwe nkrofo kro uko Dubai a omo kra no na ye desert enso omo kra nya epo abaho oma dredge ayade ba kwa mpese me yema Kumasi man ha se me dredge ama epo ebi abaha na yetimi de shape ni ade so de normal ba 2024 na afi ni ebetwi container 1111 from Accra Harbor edi aba itema harbor edi aba Kumasi ebi okra itiki be 6 hours and sana container ba ko pe wadura ebi dura no so na normal be se half wo container ni nyina ebi ebubu abra we railway anasa we nso a within 1 hour na container 500 eduru ha say wo pese wo ship 500 so ko ba bia wa ship ko ba bi nti I'm here I want to open the western corridor the eastern corridor the infrastructure I want to build power stations energy stations. I want to connect the gas. I want to create industrial. I want to bring technology. Let us create our own mobile phones and create our own laptops. Now, when your laptops is an exercise book and consider BBA, lithium here, the ama China for near the Adinano, and only the years are no mano. What you say, you will plastic for her, you will be Biawa, you may see me, Cassia, industrial, now show me crana, and then Noma Mayana, who say one of my biggest businesses is the industrial park, a friend of Petronia, one with me go no mashe. Hadia Meshasi screaming about industrialization 12-13 years ago. Now, Pekana make 30 and a minya service no na from that time na obi abotugusa e bibu kra ba no muhume idea no mafa no mo pese mo koye bibi basa ho bibi den inse so mo be boa nkra no ne nyinu na o ka Facebook Mark Zuckerberg mu ne ade o mususa na o mo shase e bi mu 20 years and na Facebook obi a wa Ghana be kwai Nigeria obi e di akire bi wo hwe Bill Gates mu a o munyina o mususa na o mo shade we ase e bi mu no mo di 20 something and o mo di be say 70 70 something omo kodi 80 omo ye adwuma ne sa 50 years omo de run wi ase agina oba Africa akora bia it se panimu pe na otie ne kasa akora ntimi nkasa akora ni vision akora 29 crowd e bio ye mpini o ntina mabunu no omo hu se me so ma sorry na omo so no omo hwehwe obi a owo sa akoma na owo sa courage na the timing is right nti nye se bia mi obi bia me de dada omo na omo di machi ana se bibi kora bibre minimum but e adoye nkrofo bi kora de omo musika na omo print t-shirts na omo boa because na omo probi a omo so obetimi agina omo begina ho ama na omo so betimi agina ho ama no because empanyifo omo di mansu omo ndwene nkra ho se nko omo ndwene nkra ho a nka me no ka se nya ne se 8-9 million kra go a omo ni adwuma e bi ewie so omo nya adwuma ndwene na omo ndwene omo ho na me yenipa a me dwene nipa ho wata se bebia me free buy no nyankopɔ nhyira me ma me meduru ya meduri se nkanya akoma pa na me denam na nya nyansa bi na odi ama me na me yusu ni ye na adom bi na odi acha me na me yusu
right nti nana kwa me bedi akwasem na okan ye no ubusa se ese yen dismit no with a cough and now say you bet maybe because on Facebook live yenuen Emmanuel Amankwa also the victory of President John Mahama is a done deal and Randy Bestman also what good afternoon. The black man is always thinking about small things. What about the Channel Tunnel between Calais in France and Dover? You mean to say Dover, not Denver? Denver, the Colorado, but Dover, Nabesoka. It's Calais in France and Dover in the UK. The rail line is under the sea between UK and France. It is possible. Boadia Champon and Odeba say the Suez Canal in Egypt is 192 kilometers, which is man-made. From Cape Coast to Kumasi is 150 kilometers. It is possible. The issue is budget constraint. And I also buy. Yemi phone line and Equia, Maunianum say, as someone and I, Bedia Cocaino. Could it be political marketing? Say, Uncle BB, wow. Now, SADB, Diagone BS, and Nina say, we are talking about it. Na industrial hub, no, Muzokase, and Ubiso Bay industrial hub. When is Obey industrial hub, no, okay. Nina no Kutapolica, Ubiso say, I see a man of Wayna, was it? What for this year election, Ghanaians need all the presidential candidates for a debate on live television. And I've been that so. Freya was 0302 243540. 0302 243540. And I say 0302 257902. 0302 257902. Now, Yentie do remember. Say, or say, yetimi Suez Canal, Egypt, and ukra 18 something just before 1900, and omutimi a year, na 192 kilometers, na man made that. Or say, I from Cape Coast, a day far river, Pramu, Abesi River, Fimu, Abesi River, or Damu, a day Aba, a Jusu municipality. Now, because 150 kilometers, no, and the yentimi, now say, bet me a name will be a budget constraints, and the be by high. What are you also thinking about? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
Akuntu yahuye.
ADAKABRI.
Miente we.
That is the story of what Ghana has. Every year, their corruption takes 1 billion. And Amafu Moto. It is a paper essay. The man 4 years to put also with my ADAKABRI to my head. ADAKABRI takes $1 billion. Neko Amafu Moto, our Ghana home. If you have born, I didn't Amafu Bokono. Amafu Moto. Then it is going to me a third one. Then it is a profession with the corner. It is a good tama. It is all culture president, but it is $20,000 as no president. But for this, it is all to me. And the government to my common abroad, or the 4 years to my common abroad. They are to a can also, or many big Ayamanaya, you Dubai for 1 Mayamanaya, then it's going to turn to me. And the government then be a waboo here.
Now, would you depending on your $60 billion US? Now, we are talking about $62 billion US. Who go first? Can I hear?
ADAKABRI, or better, not make a corona, no what to take to $1 billion. Never year, be a common for motor. Our corruption. What is there? No so much in Sky. ADAKABRI, take to $1 billion. ADAKABRI, also make a one. Take to $1 billion in a common for motor. What was really cool? And yet, it's a purpose to make for now. Let us stop them take $1 billion a year in a common for motor. going to me.
Right. It was also saying, was it the Suez Canal is in a flat topography at sea level. One more because a man made no more raising to sea level. And the Cape Coast to Kumasi, rather no a gradient of say in soon a sanicopum into Webama a Punabe Frobe Pana. When a honorable Bacheja Torino or can it don't forget to say Oka Cape Coast no confined swim school. It you know a year Quabotrebo idea. At least when him said a Cotograba is it here and Unim said the hospitality. Good afternoon. Right, 02 0302 243540. Good afternoon. Baja Frosting. In so great Togum, in Suoto, it is shape no quite. Good afternoon. Yeah, man, it's okay, Cramay. Afternoon, me and Tia way.
I think what I said is possible.
Zero 0302 257902. Say a nay, say Uka Quatrin Epo. Ediafa Premu Diababefa, a year of Fimu Diababefa, Wadamu, Ediababidru, a Jusu municipality. And Anakwami Bedia could be working. Industrial happens also any Ashasia, or those who could judge Martinez war year, the Ahinia, a year greater Kumasi, special economic zone. Now, Omudiaba. Mientia, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
Good afternoon, and your frost any.
But you're from a bright time because I'm from
Mientio Minia.
Yami and shall be brave. But you're one or can't over to your for their Pokemon or something.
Your friend Nanakwami Bediako.
Nana Kwame Bediako, no, yeah, big board be brave or my Ghana woman.
Are you third force or no?
Third force, Princess Fishing winning Kitano. Ghana, the bedroom, you're near blue. In Penifono, that politicians no more for Ghana for India gross hour. The bedroom, you tomorrow, my you to know Jumania. Also, we're for every idea of Kumasi. And the web board, no, yet be free. Anything on my way, we say Ghana for Trabam. Wait, 7 years and better only. Charlie, of ADAKABRI Yamin
Na Yamin Shra was so 0302 257902. Good afternoon.
ADAKABRI Mamudu.
Now,
Bolo Senior Casaskia Bogobi.
Yo, mientio.
ADAKABRI, Mamukana mean Chami Penny Bakawai, John Alan Kojo Chairman, Movement Champion Man, Yana, 2025 year, on one echo. And Papa also about a Puaco, Kumasi, not office Arana day, not Mamma Bruna, Yajmaya, because Mabu Jumayo. So, yes, I, the Paso or Robina, and a dear Pune. And so, or the Puno Kumasi Sarana, I had day. Because over present now over Bubu in near a forest near Diabi, a Puaco Kumasi. Now, with the minimum Jabayo. Minimum for Sobia de Beva. If you made a coming for an answer more Canadian.
Mate. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
And you know about your process?
I'm part of your friend, you make a specific as well, baby, empty to you.
Oh, me and you.
You, Wafa. Papa now, or no, or Cassette. Or about the pie a police crime. Now, or the alcohol, Kumasino. I hope that same woman said, in crime, if you know one kind of your papa, Rihanna. Near Tosumino, when something say, a comma at the Ghana for no. A community to a Rihanna. The Panichel fee, I don't know your back on your community. And no way about one planning your marketing, it's me young year. When you make a also have a pie, a Pumo, a thing, I have a cookumate. I know the marriage is Rihanna, I don't know Zano. You, at the end of the say your priorities in this saying, Yenna here,
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Wafa ADAKABRI.
And you near Frost saying?
Wafa, where you Wafa said, Nana, I'm Wakuna, make us a
You, Nana, me and Tiway.
The person beside Chada said, some of us or the Pubesi, Akukumasino. Why are so be? I won't be a big pie if it is a Kukumasi. I know, or the Kukumasana, Wafa. Yes, no, what will to me now? I'm going to get Africa and you're never casting there and one for with you. The South Book came to what that you will. I saw Casanacre now for ADAKABRI.
Sakasa no amu cast lithium ye ne. You see a day my Chinese free. You the lithium and you the mobile phones. Other than the young say young and lithium by your mobile phone. Nam ranti and nim about when you're Jumaye. Dan say be and a jim penny for candy at the Yajuma. Aquala candy you be as won't Mutia.
ADAKABRI, if I'm say. That's no good to lithium. You didn't about phone. You see a quiet lithium. I didn't want to go to the factory. I will have my yes, you're quiet for the noise or the airport.
And was say why you Petronia and Tupa Google Petronia Echo Park. Never why you're Petronia.
I'm funny. Customer overcome again afford you with any possible.
Okay, no doubt. Or say Richard don't come Facebook Live. Or say this is how little thinking we are. We are not looking for how possible, but it's not possible. Africa when? And we will say good afternoon.
Afternoon, me ADAKABRI.
Me and you were penny.
Yo, me Diane Evans.
You Evans meet you.
Ora no, ashese kra wembu Ghana for. Obi a obepe president edia. Odi ade akata wanim. Na uguye. Me na me disana na mo kan. Edan a obebua free baby odi ade ne beko no. Obenya ho compensation.
Ano baby odi fe. Na the baby a pra ne nam no edan bi si ho. Baby a ofine nam na edan bi si ho. Baby a wodane nam no edan bi si ho.
Me baby a obetrim.
We are some. How possible? Not it is not possible.
Traffic light woman says 55 for her. Or the only 2 years now. This is 56. More train will be what? Live ADAKABRI or Maya yet Timua. A drafia, now road safety abegina and the abegina na enipa 2000 something.
Even my make back crunch am nim penny for na be discuss about me the exclusive name ma. Ubaji dey say nura. Eye gate a ube ukoyi car uyi normal water my porter last gate na we pie no. Ubaji dey say nura ya my light off for 4.5 hours. And na customs for ntimi nka hwe and obia twan say kania no ye be so ansa na o matimi process na wa
plant
there be 4.5 hours na ye dum kania o last gate onom and so me frɛ agent man meka ho asɛm ana
ti wo fa mesraw traffic light no ka ho asɛm ma me na mo ja say du bronya na mo de light obobo run about no enu nyansa bia nim me that
yes that was it. Hey, na tetema habo pa na obi wakwa yi ni car etimi ato Range Rover to $20,000 ewo US na oyi no Ghana ha say no na watua $45,000 eno de yi car no na okoyi car no so a na ya dum kanea ewo last checkpoint ema chese 4.5 hours na ya dum kanea o tema habo na agropa na yedi anase yede. Good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon. Mr. ADAKABRI saying
Nyame adum ya ho ya na aso
I am Mikasa fi gumodo mraze.
Me entie wa minu ya.
Ndi mi wo kakra ka efa openi na asem na obode bai no ne se won. Mpacho ye man kwa na onya capella na yenhwe. What's the name kana say?
I just enyum no otu ana say chese wo hwe the voice na na say the die ntina onya acapella de nya ku free ye na tie.
Acapella ne se won o man pani bia ni ho a woba di Ghana man so a ono de wetime asisi schools our terrorism ni nyina woba o medi man pani no e bi si da. Oh, we system reading ni nyina ta no be di man pani. There be just we be di o man pani a o to me de o man fika e na be ya sign no mani nyina. So I say we betimi aye bibia. Ani de Ghana for ya tanati. Am ayi yamano kwan no no anka san kan shatie. Ana me bo adakabre.
Unya boni bia ya do say on Facebook Live Ebenezer Mafo say good afternoon wa Father Cabre. Watching you live from Massachusetts. Please simply put, this is a misplaced priority from the third force founder. The real issues facing Ghana is not having a seaport in Kumasi. Ghana is importing broom, dustpan, and toothpicks from China. Has he thought of that? Interesting. Anna Ode Ebaye. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Many other Kabi. We are what is every
Can you need money be any aquam now? So what to say your frost saying? You Ejami and Tiawe.
Me pay you a custody and we are away.
Ah, sir.
Any time baby, a custody and Sunday, you know. Oh, a Sunday agent. You to go to the Poka or the go to the circle. How much you see?
So what can you?
Now, I'm forced to say, one me about force landing. I see anything. But force landing is a too. And now mediation landing is a now, me mean team is a mediation landing in Bio High in the Fuka Hospital. What to be that? And the credit bank can't play. I force landing is a 2 year more but school park in Bishop. And now, I told you. We were telling so to the trade. One man who I want to do, you do dancing. One can you clear, I didn't share now, but I have my fault. I can share you to me.
But as someone can the woman say, what you play mo? Let's a plane, I was so crano, William Ebesho. Now, one would a year chopper no, almost Namuson so air pipelines no. And now, I who or more Modia Humetier. Aba Agunan Quanta, and a Wakaku see a general area of Agunan Quanta. Oma Timono, Oma ya traumatized. Oma ya traumatized her. Ya do Omo hospital koko check Omo.
Never shall what TV so. What do you say? This is social media to be the TV so. About first land you could tell you. Huh?
A force
land you could tell you. Well, I'm crying to my money.
Baby was obey me a see no see, you know. Yes, because you catch us a forced landing in the circumstance, you know, when you're emergency, to your emergency, no, baby, I will bet me in the see what green. I want what in the could see green, no.
Another nearby country, you are Colland. I mean, my first land is up here, because you will about first land in I said, whatever. You can go hospital. I'm all over. I couldn't hear me.
Am I traumatized? Into now,
Uber can say this is your baby.
Their stomachs were their stomachs were burning them.
Who can say because she look road?
Baby, yes, baby, baby, Rolling Stone Crano, a year, Banama. Minuit. I don't know. Okay, can the opposite camp? I didn't know if we see here.
One kind of crunch, I can share, I ask, you can be the I can share the obeah no other credit, I can share, but to me. Oh, in Pato, tell me, you know, copy me for more than 20 something a year. I was also say, I can't say, I appreciate about first crashing. I appreciate this, and then you pay for him. Also, I appreciate this, and I'll come back. I'm going to go for hospital. I shall go back. Could you any into the hospital? One can appreciate. What the brother that died, some young thing, what can broken Saja that bomb my chrono.
Yamishra, Yamishra. Yamuake Emmanuel on Facebook was saying, good afternoon, Father Cabri. Please, all presidential candidates, the only one who can take Ghana to the promised land is Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia. The destiny man have proven beyond reasonable doubt that he is capable of taking care of Ghanaian public pairs through digitalization, incorruptible man setting the past, for vice president of issue-based politics. It is possible. And now, everybody, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And you patch your frosting?
You're from Sam because everyone about
Me and you, Minia.
I'm chairman parliamentary candidate, or Dr. James Kofiana.
And this Kofianan.
I'm Pacho.
Okay, yeah, you know.
Pacho, Mindika can send my Mamma community.
Okay.
Pacho, help me with the definition of crash landing and forced landing.
Forced landing, not just only choice than to land at the available space. I will be it in the options now. Na critical say hakra no so sia I will say otimi esi on forced landing so more or less on the same scale except to say in the circumstances no say when see within a specified period be the emergency and a danger no may escalate.
So Nina in contest to Nina the chopper or whatever was forced to land. In effect, we can say it crashed.
It's crash landing is different from forced landing.
And people power this is a biblically definition. So
I love that. And then people so by you said that be as you ready be into something no. Because who's Sobekaya minia take a crabby Sobekaya once a Ghana gas of war Dr. Sepayanke yaswam kokoto Air Force helicopters mienu so mo de be inspections e man tokwa ba wo ho said there be Mfama Air Force for that name say na Professor Mills and I know yes Mfama Air Force for and no na akoba say gas pipelines no e wo ho no no aircraft no at the passengers no inspect into one inspect no when you emergency and apunaba onshore. Like just what the bus access or bus access no agran kwanta ho no na okokosi ya no buzia beach ni less than 2 minutes no adu ba bia epo enti epo na po maba e no mabesi asase so
over ukata tinti na forced landing na crash landing plane ya yehwe another chopper ya yehwe no it's one another
ready Mientie we make your assertions.
Okay. Mbojo ofene chada division Prime Minister of whatever Amir of Dubai 20 years ago okado olukocha asase wo podon e ba asem na nkofo gan
Yetio
the same Amir no okade Obama issue ato Dubai no in there it is raining in Dubai, right? The obi kade Obama epo ako kumasa. And my only problem is with the time frame because our only 4 or 8 years to do that. That is where we must say they be on your possible.
Minia dia wo kekra no ukota mahaya no a key 2 project you reclaim 200 meters of sea water at the asase aye baby temahaya you reclaim epono you push epono konachi 200 meters any enya asase at the key 2 project.
Exactly. It is so obi the BBC aba. Let's not condemn it. Let's interrogate further. That is where sometimes youth of Ghana we have issues a little bit in the sense that Akufo-Addo will need them free education. Okay, so we'll probably further. It could have come back with what further and better particulars. But okay, you Ghana dama, so let's not condemn him. Let's rather ask questions so that we can even know when and how and where he's going to get the money and everything to do that.
Anyway, say prayer 0302 243540 0302 243540 and answer 020302 257902. Is it about asking Kwame Bediako, how do you propose to do a year in so now so they by a poor watching a dredge the Abasantino? How do you propose to do it? And answer it is about you can't do it. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
Mini and your frozen.
Mede Pablo
Mientiewe.
ADAKABRI, yeah. You may be what
Ankameno. Let me ask a second. Yampusi ever discuss a big radio station, so to say. What are you saying? Ube dredge. Now they see a kokomasi. Into the via has he even thought of the height of the dredging and so the whiteness of the dredging? Abra Buankra port, Buankra inland port, air cost Kumasi. So if you have some vision for Ghanaians, why won't you come and say Buankra inland port na 80 leading book? Me be shamu kinana say me be ma ayen tem na ye wie ni etumi use eno as freight, I mean transporting. What do you say? Now that so me be dredge from Accra to Kumasi and me be ye say and Alan ye mi papa and then the whole picture, the whole scene is like my sabotage, my lucky bahumia chances of winning. My mama NDC. That is it. You understand me?
You follow?
Poor carriage road in a Omoaskatia Eko Kumasi. And also it improves transportation.
I hear do carriage road ben Omodi Kumasi.
Oh, I said Dua carriage road from Accra to Kumasi.
It is not true. Bypass baku 4 and Omoyewo Usino and Yinem.
But okay, Yemfani say bypass baku 4 no Omoyewo Usino Yinem. The whole vision is to make a Dua carriage road from Accra to Kumasi.
But there's no Dua carriage road from Accra to Kumasi. Why?
Oh, Masa. You don't have update on that, and I say person of it can.
Chere baby kura yeah Dua carriage from Accra to Kumasi.
Miko Sunyani last 2 weeks, and then I worked. We drove on that road air Koso. What do you say? Okay, me nyabutre.
O drive every aye Accra air Kosunyani a mesro before you get to Kumasi. Road and construction be no ye Dua carriage ya obefaso pacho omu nyina omu gunwuram ana omu ye bypass e wo nwuram honom udu Linda Doa omu gunwuram e bypass anyinam e bypass Osino akwa bypass anyinam uduru eye enyiresi ye bypass omu gunwuram uduru Konongo ye bypass omu gunwuram be bia ni waka betimi afaso me pacho why?
Oh no, and I mean so say the project is ongoing, and the vision is to make a dual carriage route from Accra to Kumasi.
Yeah, that was it. 0302 243540. Good afternoon. Baby, I will be a Yamiasum Green Count.
Mediana and Aquam, my first in Newboy Town.
Nana, you.
They come as MBS and about the main way Nankasa. Udu La Pasha, minimum 6 traffic lights, Ewohui. Enka already the minimum is and Kakas in Nina, Nenka in the income, and one a ditch your money school now a ditch. And so do La Paz, may annual road, traffic light, already cry, no mamma, is so to crumble Momo Dinaho. I'm a cast nature mua, after traffic light is so green. Nothing near Sopo Casino, Ama in Nipana de Echum. Anytime be an oppo and numero. Saa no moye a police for ejina wa moye saa de no medwin wa of mente saa ne manase so ati ase I mean musi traffic light is so red there enipa na etwam as ready e so red ni amaka ase mo mu ko e so green mo mu a na afi na ye ma nipa na etwam wan hwe yi pe ne ka bebo obi ho o mesre of I mean musi bedi hu juwa me and I will share the main way ne so a Kumasi we na waso de po kono de e hadwen na nse kura se nso to kakra bia de Kumasi kuro ni ntabra na yiri so ati ate e na okoye mpompo na mpo ano a hwe efi ene niema e wo epunu mu wo de nka wonfa odoi kura nya example kura ma ya se bia epui odoi na na do we de me no ko contact ya ne se me nsa me mfa na na fish pond na na se menye then your mouth will be to me about the share. No cry a year, no, let me be a dancer, so be to my baby, the abo mine. ye hia sa ne ma no adwuma dodo san ne sa wo de pono kokuma se de be mayen ka se bi kura de be easy kura ne sin ke bi kura de stay kura bi kura be dey e betu asase na se na se de betu no moye ka so ati ase
okay
se be ko ene etin ya ne nke ko na de ye tutu na de ni na so ati ase enu mo man ke be bua no eno na eso mo hwe no mo ye de be bua ye enye bishi bi akese kakraka untimi nye so ati ase o man sika se mo kura nse da enyina ne na so ati ase enne network ye na ati ko yo yes satellite ni boarding esu na ye tinye kukuru sika si ye cathedral ma ho kekele etu ni yes more than $200 million so ati ase nti satellite ni sa niema na eno nti wo pa hye se nka ya bato ne ye to ne ene nka hwe network e di ehwamo ke ye kwa na nke ye ba ye be de pa na nke be koriti ye resource ne sa niema no so ati ase sa niema na esi ye hwe o aso man na ye si ye nye fa hudie no na esi ye hwe se fa hudie ne ye nya na esi ye nya na halfway so ati ase still na da so nkwasu e de no man kakraka o man gan kro Ghana ne ye da so share nkwasu ma se satellite ye ntimi enye ye di Africa kra ye ntimi ye de ye da so share kwasi do ni ase ye nhwe sa ne ma no ne enimu se betima bo o man mpuntu so ati ase no man na timatu mpon na na do ne nkofo de o manya be se o man kra why
final two callers na for Yemra Studios. Now, yes, good afternoon.
I'm doing fine.
I'm finding your first saying.
Trevor for you.
Tell me,
I'm sure I can't say me. The Ghana is any price free. You'll be aging. Oh, to me, and a vision so. Now, Dubai, what is a kata? They say kata is sit down. So there one construction across Okata. You get a phone, you are very sensitive from sir. You have any may cause we are say. We don't judge by the whole of very sensitive from. I don't think a wound in ye. We see can on paying for we could go be Marco. I'm an independent for a friend of mine. Her child and if you can win a chromo. We don't do down her then we see all. Child as of an end now the dada. What do you offer? When the estate a rent estate or Oyeko Park when you see a man for him and a maniska. The whole Akazu Venewa. On who says you need Hanu, why you do when you see Abba for Bege, a maniska. A many young for so also. Into our coffer, the Tabagana Hani, a can was them. What's your balloon in your day? But the depends, when you know the preferring kind, a cook mother. Ma o fa o kita gugu tesi a obetima amapo everywhere obetimi di epo alenki to Kumasi amayi nipa na onyo ofe na wanya credit subsidies wanya adwuma opani bi na atache no enti ofe na no asend na chada ni swadi hu chada bi sa ho 20 years ago na chada oye wan e ma ne se na chada wadu ba bia wo sesi enti se ono individual wetime du ba bi wo ya what your mind inside, you know which my we don't do any no. It's 30 years ago, said then why am I no? What you pay ama with Ghana and I encourage. So our hello, ya condemn no. I say they quite motor. I think I tell Copac, Nipa him to me call. As we work again, I mean, we don't be that. What for radio so what condemn it on one year to do. Across South Africa, across Lions, I be good if you. And I will never hope to call you almost right. So, they make every before as I know. What before your mammy, you know for your enemy, a producer, and then sorry. The available movie, Jimmy. Then be a beautiful rubber market.
Okay. I know crowd there, a heba Miss Sabiana, who imagine class of to be a man. Now, heba Miss Anonymity. Nana? I have a mission. Your friend, a metal dross. Can you imagine? So, what me? I dear pan, as some pan American, something sending from my work. As some pan American, me falla scolano, Emanimra, any other metal dross, heba bitters, any, metal dross, heba bitter, any. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, over.
Emma.
Metro Dross and Nam Kajetia.
Sir,
Papa Bina Tom, well, no Kajetia.
Was
it okay? I would declare.
Hey, what the Abraham no do about it? About one fagan and I bibini body bemodi, brony body, brony bema, and I just what did you to
and then I'm can get here the wa.
Met you dross, heba bitters. Was here, papa. Mammy, dear.
Oh, look when you do so cruel about so. They said they are kid. They said they are kid, cheddar down romantic. They say no, no, me bush. I say, they say no, not just a sea of you drew Bessias and not your Johnny Bessias about body.
A babu, papa, because we should be our Danny Danoa. Was assassin that ho. They just said the one was and they just said, yeah, the habono, Bessias and Sassina away. No. Ogua Craft, no case, Obama and Sassy, Amia Day, baby.
And no one, they said you come since I said the cars, they said the Indian Kwan, they didn't know Kumasi. Say, why are they not offer? A dear back when it said 2006. Madame Fubi, your fellow Junior Maharaj, or your Junior Fox FM.
Dada Maharaj.
Yes, or no, Sawa Junior Maharaj. No, assembly member, or your friend say Asafu. Anna or catch Asafu for say, or no so assembly naso or Renepe. Obesi efense tia brosani bi after no osi tia brosana obema TV any fine nyina dia bom that time kuma se ko boni yehu sa tia brosan any tia ye de efense TV any fine nyina bom that time Maharaj cancer no se Maharaj abodam that time Maharaj cancer ne se Maharaj wo na dwene nyobia mento aba ma no Ampa Maharaj Koy no also no way popular pa Maharaj Koy and go to nya and who says vote. And until Sadia see a dinner yamina de kafie. The idea cheda walk no. Say your kwasi bi busa yemusa. Ese Ghana ha say no. What cha kunwa no so kura no yemfie nwotwe. Anasi mfie nan. Say no ne yemusa. Ese no mfie ne awo ba no. So, who met him in fear, you know, the Tusa and Dredgeno, and the Arabic or that or down. A dose of a siancy, who met him the aye. And if the Sabia Musa. Now, yet again, I said, well, okay, say, even Temaport to Grambono, yet you put up on the cheap, but 2 acres of land and Yajas Asena. I didn't enter me yet. Maybe a Chade Cano, maybe a minute yard in it. Maraje buy a car or castle over Chief Yabro say, Dinatem. And so no Kumase will be able to do piano, Chiefabro sign, Lubina, and the Kumase. It's the all kind of made a yagini.
Yadawasi, look, man, Yamin Papa. Finally, Kofi Bedu, President Mietiwe.
Mamadou.
Nah.
Yeah, Phil.
Oh. Go me.
Aye. Watching him watch it.
Mubajo. But a weekend in Buamio, me wafa, me director, me bibia VIP, Jerry Ase, a year Mimin Dana, and a year, and Cassia Emilia, a year didn't know what you da. I was a pepram, and to Bomodiana, a dominant runner, me won't hurry me. Let me who say a year, me wafa, me director, me bibia, Jerry Ase, and Ponsamafu, Yashina Nimonyama, a Mamma Emilia, and Cassie. Aye, kwabere number 1 for no. Yetimi ahwe eda ayedi na otwe da na da ye be kata chire kra kofi time chi why
wa hepete takra meme da mezumi demo
adaru ma be time chi
endi me ba me no na ekro Mamadou
naam
mo na there be a controversial issue no wa bie mu no ya kire ya adwen me abrantie no social media ya na matete me na ADAKABRI adwen kese Ghana for ye nyai sebe wuntimi nyai na die na me nya klase e be discuss ne sa ne ma no Mamadou adintra omo ko contest ye wura la nkojo kire manten wa kire ye wura ba mu ba umia wa kire eye ye friend say ye wura Muhammad ye wo se won kire won peso wo shebo wo ko shebo a ma be da no na fi wo ba ne ma ye din do so won shebo de mete so ka ya ne nkokon kitin na sabe obi a wo ba be di manim na wo see woni bibia wo ka bibia enkyere me na me kwoto aba ma wo de mamudu den kakra it is will be safe ni vision ni wo ba wo de po be kwa akoto ha ni ye ya sabe enya teni de wono so wo na ni so no ye nyina ye interrogate ye musebusa no wo be ye den sika se ye kofa sika no wo he ni ade na enya teni na mamudu enne mani abredi enti a me pese me no kai wo kai se ebilibi me de asem bitu wanim se paraku eye ayi ho empenimu minim ida se minim so obeye ida se minister for ibi ana yi wo ti hono mo a adakabre paraku hona wo de cross wasi aboko bi kwa no menti ase mamudu Ghana ha me kai pa so owura Rollins wono ni fi animu wo si kwai ye nyina kaseti ai ele wo ye de se si ade okofa police ni e de moto ya nana do danko akufu ado adawro ma moto ya bui enu ama ye dibia besi anafo ne atifi edura yi a ye gina ho de sambo de si wo no there be big trousers there big trousers be a truck and say e fako e de mra be pese ohu ye twetwem ye de sa na kofasem ye nti na wo de wanimu Ghana ha de tie kwa ye twem adwan road obi afa ho wo se me ma big truck fa okofa ayi kia trade bi eye mighty edi besi ho na nkofo ne fa ho ani bu me side ni gun gata no e na fe de wayi afiri ho enenne wode some post akosi end to end no ba akusia no mo so bia no pa no ama police for the motor bisi ho na me huru minister kro say so because police guard what you enti mo musa no me won kire ye se ni fie ni mu no enti no on de to me bed wo so on pese ka fa na ni mu drug be fa de ka ni fie ni mu enti oh si anhwe ni ya mamudu obi anya tumi kakra no di tumi no tia ni nua no so beti ase se wo paaka de papam ye kwai no menye smooth tipa ne do wa wonam so smooth do atwam but when you rough what do kinkire bi a wada eye de kire wo se ye de ya de tia ne se me anya kwai no na nya mo trouble na jai se wakofa ne ma se police for anopa ye metna ho no wo short your police no ni ade senso emra bi wo Ghana ha ma no kwai so yes ade na mamudu mesira wada wroba mo meka nkire ye na kai de koso no enye fe
yate nyame shira ba bia wo bia right and needs 100.9 FM in the studios and Nana Jima of the New Patriotic Party is in the studios. Kingsley Haruna Kingsley Amaliba of the National Democratic Congress is also in the studio, and Courage Nobi, he is the deputy spokesperson for the Movement for Change, MFC, Afra Franto, and so Babasi. Don't forget Sechini Yawo and Afra Franto, Kwajochre Matine, Woko Eastern Regional Markets, Adiako Adeswe Samankes Yakwetia Kede, Adiabesu Home, Adiabe Kofodia, Ninano, na was Afra Franto for no money abre. You could soon it 100.9 FM.
And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no twem so betumi a asew now beka ya jon to mami ensa duku potomanto this way chocolate drink na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne this way chocolate drink na kan sia asew udan kawanu tumu ho me be mo anu nsu hye kura dia ka ho uhade wapi ho ukasa batete eda fom ho this way chocolate drink
kracha be pe baba ware
asew
ye fi ase this way chocolate drink ya sori anopa no ne yenom ye be chef fridge nom no se snack ye nya hoho a no ne de serve wo mo ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a this way chocolate drink ne yenom ana this way no ti ano a he se kire wom koko wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ne so se
this way chocolate drink
de wo hia ani so se
FDA ahwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye
cool, fresh and trendy with a new look. Makes you feel real good. refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Meet 100.9 FM so any. Wednesday, March 20, 2024. In the studios, Ura Kingsley, no, I rather will put it, Haruna Kingsley Amaliba of the National Democratic Congress, Watanase, and Julius Nanajima of the New Patriotic Party, and so Atanase. 24-hour economy. Kasai. I will dredge the sea to Kumasi. Kasa. Which is dominating the space. Amaliba.
Over. Mama Wahana Minchia Atiefo. Minchia Julojima. Say Drew Ukwada USA. Yetanasi na chairman Michael Tete. Ensutie. Michael said that be a dear channel and fan feeding on to Hunty of financial say. Only Ghana, I don't know. Michael, we will be a more chairman. Over, on say, ye approach gradually the political season. Now, we be also at the initial who know what it is. I will not grudge anybody for bringing out the ideas which he thinks, at least, the kakra also be timia say the bear Ghana betumpo. Yen in the NDC believe that baby Ghana is to get ourselves out of the mess, the hole we are in. Unemployment is in the all-time high. Inflation, our rooftops. Yes, you know, the yemutua netu. The foreign reserves, asa. Petrol price, swaneko, a minor debia one GPRTUs, eko, so they be a omuntu to petrol boom. A drop of 4 chroma yinara, a juma emma filling stations. A dear china koda, a dear sana koda, a your how, a dear china sorry so a acquire dajune, Tansi be a bushia, a ben your more do near free no. Yamin kwana bechere. Dum so asamba bium. Regardless of a Juma President Mahama, 1 billion at trouble gas, ENI gas, bringing in plant like a Mary, the car power batches, and others to get us out of the trouble. We cannot continue to remain in the old system and get things done the way we want it. Well, say you're bringing out the paradigm shift to the Ghanaian economic structure. And don't think that before the 2020 elections, NDC deviated from the traditional system of gathering few experts to sit in a room and propose policies like they run or minor said no. And they boom minor and might Ghana for ina. That's a democratic process, no. Every democracy requires that decision making should come from the people themselves there. Then if a boom maya, why don't we go to the people? They tini timamufu na beka ni amfa eno en guide abanya ombeto abayi ni say obetere kunwa so a we ni epe yema yemom adwenya na a time na mo NDC tu eno ina eno no And no more. And a 24-hour economy, no, a PFRI mobile, so-called paragraph, page 105 of the 2020 NDC, the People's Manifesto. I Ghana for say, Oyankopon bo ade no ma oman bia 24 hours. Yeah, 24 hours no, ubetimi ade aye adwuma across board. But Ghana as oman for a very long time, you stick it to only 8 hours. Though some companies are doing 24 hours, but I don't know, a woman can someone na more or more pay and a more 12 hours, 2 shifts, which is even in breach of the labor law. And until I buy a bit boy, companies a work room, as on my sene, I go new amount. On betime ye juma 3 shift system around the clock. So the betime create 8 hours times 3 giving us 24. Na abeboa ma de dika kwara of say nika se mo say abibre mu ha empokro ko wiase afana nyina amanfo ni je enioma efri Ghana ha ye amanfo ni je ho. Kente for example, a favorite cloth in Ghana. How do we market the kente cloth to our West African brothers and across or beyond the continent to make money? So she cocoa, ye papa nom ne nananom adua cocoa free tete kwahye da ode cocoa be wuru anka Ghana mamu ha abesi ne. But mainly a produce cocoa wade na dey ye ton raw material dey come anone to go and feed the chocolate factories in Europe and US for the colonial metropolis to make the fortune out of it. But young Kasankasa yedua cocoa no, ene kuafo yedua cocoa no, ye ba dey free. My father is a cocoa farmer. Despite spending over 5 decades in his career as a cocoa farmer, my father have nothing. And until me ma dwienda me tuni say Ghana as a man yentimi e free sabre ekoi yan fan she anwo kwa mu say cocoa na ye produce no yankasa be manufacture ye cocoa at least to a secondary product ni anton a maximize the value so the be o man be disum for so na ye dua cocoa no asa ton raw sa de koma abrofo dia e de ntwe cocoa ni na ngu te ni for so bia ma cocoa ni bi. How many cocoa farmers are rich in this country? And mind you, Ghanaian farmers are poor because of cocoa, tropical cash crop which we produce and export it in the raw form. It must change. And then as agriculture commodity, why don't we process it? That brings in the concept of agro-processing. Cashew, cocoa, coffee, and others. Cotton. A producer can have money a year. Now, see, by producing in on the raw form there, we cannot change the structure of our Ghanaian economy. Oversee. Okwa tifimantemo, we are free. Techimai. Now, who tears Kintampo, Aqua, Kopie, Burkina Faso, left, right, center. Assassin said the whole say, Irantam. So the one HF from Mantem, when you tra, you are the say, Central University. Maybe I'm a boss, a free market, the constituency. How do you call it? Ningo Pram Pram, Okwa, left and right. Assassin said the whole Irantam, sa the Kobotogo. Over. You're producing millions of tons of rice in the free farms for the bar. We need to mail them. So that be sharks na free. Na grace no ya bagging up. Ya dibi okroma, the dibi sokoma amanfo ni tons on yam so. He said the president Mahama they pride rice. And they come out Liberia and Sierra Leone during the pandemic Haiti or more. Or they saying Ebola no. We can do it. We can do it. So the 24-hour economy, you know, circles around the competitive advantage that Ghana have as a country. Leveraging on it, given the time we have, and with government support, we can be able to build the economy we want, create wealth, and maximize that wealth creation potential of the Ghanaian. And at the same time, no, allowing the Ghanaian innovator to bring out his God and natural given talent, to unleash it. So now at least Ghana ni bansa betimi akoda not 3 times a day. Are you not surprised that over 25% of the Ghanaian cannot feed themselves 3 times a day? According to the UNDP report, which was read in Parliament as part of the closer debate by Honorable K.C. Dr. Atuforson over the budget, Honorable Finance Minister Adekoye. You have foreseen a dear chair, dear saying, or mine, children, and watching. Kagana, Mima Jenny say, Yentimi Yashi Crano, Cause Gan Nibia Soriana Pa, then Sabbath me a not 3 times a day, or with my do. I recall, and I stand to be corrected if I'm right, or if I'm not mistaken. Kwame Nkrumah time, all the state institutions used to have a canteen. Our workers, everybody, why can't we do that again? All the ministries should have a canteen. And those canteens, and are produced by Ghanaian by Ghanaian farmers. Mampene for the cancer, hot chocolate for every Ghanaian student. Good. That cocoa who produces it? And you're gonna care for. Now see a processing cocoa crampuro now buying to at the manufacture chocolate at the my student and the Ghanaian workers are. Will that lead to a circulation of capital within the system? Can't we create jobs out of that? And can't we also maximize the taste of consuming Ghanaian-made goods and Ghanaian-made product? This will be in China or Barcelona 24-hour economy. Meaning depend the whole patch there. Now, yeah, me then say 24-hour economy somewhere you come over. Where you cocoa farmer from a dancing groom is a taxi and trotro driver one cry and we all share womb. Everybody have gotten their share within that proposal because drivers have to take them and they will make money out of it. In the midst of this conversation, and I shout out to the other boom say, no, we're not drilling more near ye. And one year crampo see a basic railway line near transported cargo, and they're free. Tema port, and attack the port, and they're Kumase near Kreti Inland Port or Buankra because about less than 20 years or 30 years ago, if my memory serves me right, not Dubai, sorry, Aquarius, so desert. As I say, Prada na BBN niso. Now, mom, this is the emails of Dubai. And the two of them say they have to do something because a man I discover oil. Now, process on free oil must be used to transform the face of United Arab Emirates, i.e., Dubai. And the Dubai are a tourist center. And the Dubai are the center of trade. About 4 fan they call other countries so and you are not dreaming. You better dredge some part of the landmass we have, linking the regions from central region. Thankfully, central region and the southern region so a boss here. Now, you're creating inland port in the central region through the direct sea by the canal level there. Or Punabe Humia Frink Kreha, a copia sentiment. Luma Bonyumi or Seko say, Puma that sentiment would ye. But on your own quadia. I think that the legendary Lumba was prophesying about the emergence of Shada to make it possible. And yet, however, at long last, a poor sentiment and a Nigeria. Apart from the fact that Saputuko Santimemua, Shipa, Ebeko, like obviously, wouldn't that be a surprise that all of a sudden to an apple or say Subonto, Echo Pia Santimam, can you nika someone? Can you ask any poor behavior? To me, the last thing I would do is to rubbish any political idea. At least, technology have proven that the impossibility has become possibility these days. Yes. Maybe it might not be able to happen now. What if the next 20, 30, 40 years, or even after our death,
our death, one way.
Oh, yeah, you know, you kwa.
Decline.
di kan ko na se munu akwa ube pedi ba
di kan ye try
the munu say na be di ado bia yes why ready.
What if Bele Julius e wukwa
di kan ko
munu fefo
muni kan ko ye ye twem wo ba o ka che so o ma na extra time
for you watch it all. Ebia na nkodu asatema mu nko awo na tra wa kodu mi krom upper east eso ya pusu obolega can you possible na also on the monster do not think that Shada have thrown out his vision. Fine, the practicality of it is what we should interrogate, and the possibility of it is what we should interrogate. But do we have the financial muscle to do it? Even it is doable. Sikano Juana. And Sikano Juana, the idea. At least on chances is here. Manan Chase Ghana phone to about Mananza. On chances here, but after all is said and done, I think the 24-hour economy is winning.
Okay.
And I thank God that 24-hour economy will come to.
Perhaps digitalization is winning.
Elected.
Digitalization has always won.
I told you.
It has always won.
Yo, New Patriotic Party.
Me da was my mincha production team mincha with for mincha His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and your leader, your flag bearer, your vice president, Mr. Degeta, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Of I may say, in some way, you share the practicability of political promises, political manifestos, coupling it with the current economic challenges or difficulties of Ayo as or minor. Kwan ben so na ebetimi maxi the current challenges no now fini etimi enyemu solutions and na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said the bold solutions for the future of our is indeed baby aye do no every 4 year bia 8-year cycle bia no eya na Ghana ye back crossroads enti eba ne sa you see say various political parties no bia ye de sebe ono nso nani so ade hu oba opese timemufo be hu se obeye but ofa you see a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Na we in the MPP no ye ne wa ben and then so to say ne metimi aka say we understand the current difficulties and challenges much more better. And that is why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the experienced hand at the moment, all championing digitalization. Yes, offer all the policies about 24-hour, the great transformational plan. These are policies other political parties are churning out. But what we believe in, offer, very simple. A kwambe sooner the current economic difficulty, offer a bit me a diagnosis. Now, if you yetimi attending from the shackles of impossibility. Now, if you who say your current difficulties, you bet me aye, and indeed it is possible of a Malibaka in your mommy and Nubia. I think Semenino and he has to update himself. Number one, or say your international reserves, gross international reserve of an Okase a BA ni honomo. I have a summary of economic data from the Bank of Ghana. And then of Ayana every month Biano Bank of Ghana had a report on the economy, X-ray economy in the FAPEM. And of us you call your gross international reserve, the current updated report, as at end period in January 2024, we have a reserve of 5.9 billion Ghana cedis. And again, in no kind of issue with cocoa, say we don't add value to our cocoa. And also totally false. There are a lot of processing companies locally amongst them, the key amongst them, so it means we have cocoa processing company in the country. King's Bite, chocolate, the beta cocoa and sanyo maniniano, they are processing and adding value in Ghana here. So there's some form of local production, converting the cocoa in its natural raw form into at least some form of finished good. And we export it. Ghana, Brunya Bedua, a chocolate, you know, no more free diaspora, social tourism activity. A cocoa, chocolate, and a bohundero. It's a general crazy, we do not add value to our cocoa. Fast forward to the 24-hour economy and also the dredging now. I've always said, say, in the NDC's policy with 24-hour economy, no, of an anchor, identina sebio obima policy say oba you bet me aye juma around the clock. Enka ya semde enye bibia nka bia ye beka say ye bebo egu. But sena meka and ye share the practicability and then the feasibility of the political promises and then the manifestos. Of a my simple check understanding of an economy, no, the state of say you can do production services around the clock. So that is 24-hour economy. In a situation where you bet me aye production, near to me render goods and services, around the clock. That is 24-hour economy. Of our name so say in our economy, there are various sectors of the economy. And the key amongst them, critical identification. We have the agri sector, we have the services sector, and then we have the industry sector. The question we are putting to Amaliba and the NDC is which of these key sectors of the economy, and I'm going to say a running 24-hour economy. It is not just about devising strategies. We are going to make people work around the clock, 8-hour, 3-shift system a day, which is 24-hour. Often what we are challenging them, they say, an economy is driven by demand and supply into a cause-effect relationship and as a reaction. When you cause it, it will happen. Into what are we looking at? In coming to the offer, a problem, one of our big problems we are looking now. I love economic debate. The BISC is import bill costing the country $10 billion. What are they proposing? Say, we are going to convert the $10 billion into import substitution. And in doing that, you will solve the issue with agriculture, you solve the issue with industry, and you add on to the services industry. Services sector, and then they drive the economy as we speak. And talking about the services, of our share professional services, IT services, we are looking at maybe medical services, accounting services, of our, legal services. And these are the services industry. It's so easy, and then of the service side is heterogeneous. It will be me turning your baby within the shortest possible time. So it amounts to effectiveness and efficiency. That is why the service sector, there's a lot of consultancy services. All those things are there. Of our industry, there's construction, there's mining sector, there's quarry, there is even classified electricity, there is water. All these people are in the industry. Which of these areas now opposite 10 and let people to work around the clock? Of again, our economy is also segmented into public and private sector. So in the public sector, you want the public services, the civil services, which of this area would you want to turn into 24-hour and letting people work around the shift system of 8-hour? Of a year now, debate be say, Chief Justice said the courts are going to sit. The courts are going to run a shift system, but they are not going to work 24-hour. And needing now of, like I said, a cause effect, demand and supply. There is a backlog of cases, which is the demand. There is a demand for judges to sit and hear all these cases. Of have they been able to? And now say for me, what we are expecting them to tell us, and they say, they know mobile to create the demand in the economy. That's the first question. And the demand will come as a result of your importation of our economy, a problem in our import. Because in the importation, it affects your local currency. In the importation, it is amounting to inflation. In fact, one of the biggest commodity I are consuming a byproduct of crude oil, which is petroleum, diesel, and kerosene and bitumen. Any time, there is a price increase at the global level because an international commodity, we don't fix the price here. A buy affects your CD reaction to the dollar. And a buy can't transport first. Emma a big crack or can't spare parts and all that. So fundamentally, these are the problems with our current, economy. And I expect all the political parties to zero down on some of these easy ones, these soft spots, than to, give so much ambition. Promises are of any practicable. Like I said, like Amaleba Kai, and I'll be the last person to criticize any political policy. but we are looking at the practicability. Idea you bet me aye. Of a me bana meet you can be about your current GDP, which is the value, the financial value of our economy. Sika ye timi e generate your money me keka private sector and the public sector boomer. How much money do we have as a country? As I say, crano GDP and then pony ye kasi ye project said this year no a bet me ako 1 trillion Ghana cedis. Divide by 13 so that you get the dollar equivalent, and you were quoting around $60 billion. Do we have that much? Say you bet me I all these promises again in the 24-hour economy offer. And the mediate and commonu be a former president, His Excellency John Mahama, and yet or share a voluntary, my private sector no will sign on board and all that. Before that in Pono, they were touting, the big push, the NDC's big push, and movie building the Ghana we want tour. And key amongst them no is saying a 24-hour. Offer, you say enough of the sloganeering, enough of the team. Let us think through a visionary. Visions are in the next 4 years, in the next 8 years, at least a bit me at transport Ghana from your current predicament into a state yenina will see the glory. Offer you share sending your man air corner. We have to address our economic difficulties and to say ultimately address your current economic difficulty. Offer your fiscal policy a kwan obefa so obetimi a generate sika e wo mining no e be respond it is a respond now you have the basket, a lot of money in the basket e betimi aboa amawaye or planning. Offer is as simple as that. It is as simple. These economic development principles are very simple, and yet thinking so much you say ye dredge apple. Offer ye wo Buankra inland port again ocean and adua railway system ya DBI champion ye betimi aboa e movie cargo, a lot of agricultural products and our food we say from the farm and also from the hinterlands to connecting cities offer there has been time tested. Who the good train more offer we advocating for speed train in Quebec Wampo cross people will be living Kamaliba zone bankran or better than cross or north. Now unyanya speed train pershi within the next 20 minutes or Accra.
Friends say adanse agromedono war north.
I'll set of Ukrum na wainfa.
That's my birthplace.
Wainfa Kro region ben.
Adanse Ashanti region.
So feed that's also fees
Omu didi to call by day did you the school fees we are onya baby ejina no. There was so
they say they all no see oko.
Temunu ni onu ye die. Wo ya go by day for school fees.
For living Steve Pad for your expert.
It's offer. Young common in no very very simple. And no na Dr. Mahmoud Baumia saying the bold solutions for the future and yet going into 24 elections First thing now no share ye macroeconomic environment, ne economic policy, and offer a very simple. Mabubo to be the best we speak offer. Na inflation high into so about pursue low inflation. Acquire a better price development in your muscle ebetete. My church mu credida. A banis ape a ma ohu high wo sika semu. Offer makase economy no OSHA projections from World Bank IMF now. The outlook in terms of growth rate and ye be bracer because we are seeing in and ye free from a certain level. Pre-existing conditions are Ghana ye one ye budget deficit, budget expenditure. Existing shocks bema ye economy ni be vulnerable no COVID-19, Russia-Ukraine war are disrupting a lot of supply chains across the world. Into offer year no to we have the pre-existing condition, which is increasing budget expenditure over time as a result amounting to budget deficit. How do we address the budget deficit? And that is what I challenge all the political parties to be thinking through and be looking around it. Because a planning, sikani ni so the current budget deficit regime, ne kwambe ensona obefa obesolve. Ofa, the Fiscal Responsibility Act That Fiscal Responsibility Act a chef finance minister say Obeka budget deficit at 5% of our total GDP. It's in Kenya, a budget deficit hit about 1 trillion. As we speak, the nominal value of our GDP, around between 800 to 805 billion Ghana cedis. By the end of the year, we are forecasting say we do 1 trillion. It is a minister finance budget. They say the current law they say also timi the deficit I believe you on 5% of the total 1 trillion. Let me use that figure as a nominal figure. Of until so 5% on 1 trillion. That is your deficit you should be running through. But that act is not biting enough. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia says or Baofa. They say budget a forecast, a estimate. It is not actual transactions. It is the first thing all proposing is say so amended the Fiscal Responsibility Act. Now they say we are maintaining the budget deficit need to be 105% of previous year actual revenue. But just what I say. It once a budget send my estimate the plan it can be any actual result. And it's a ubetimi atemi o deficit. Then previously, so let's say 2023, and then a actual revenue per the 2024 budget. Anticipating say you be raising 10.5 billion Ghana cedis. As at end period September of another actual revenue, 79 billion. It won't say already now the deficit is coming. And it's a saying Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or bar. Instead of say obey 5% of the total GDP because it's about adjusting figure. But it's saying obey you see the 79.1 billion and on a actual revenue about on minimum. And see a expenditure now we will not do 100.5% of 79. It's a very beautiful discussion.
And no, does this sync with Dr. Bawumia saying that GRA is harassing businesses because of unrealistic targets?
Yes, and no can be because that target comes as a result of the total overall budget. And in the budget, na total revenue and grants as on money generated. Also Ghana you were lower middle income status. Into your grant any donations, aids are in your fiabucheno as what it. And to say we are forced to generate our revenue from the state within the country. And it's a say you're planning, now you're budgeting. Now you could see a huge revenue figure. You force the Ghana Revenue Authority to go also enforce businesses to get the money from the system. It's about this current policy be a GRA for a year and say they are sending people to the businesses. Okoye shopping malls na GRA officers at it one or more. They are cross-checking sales figure. Obiton adiepe no more check say no as a VAT was what. Ebani sape offer. There's some kind of fear and panic. Because already now economy nemus is here one a contracted and it's economy contractor in fiscal policy. You don't tax, you ease, you give incentives. It best stimulated the growth in the system. And it's a say send Dr. Mahmoud.
Are we doing that?
Yes, and that is the proposal or labor on board. Say, looking at the trajectory, the learning curve, as I say, and that is why I say economy, the reverse of ISA, when the economy is growing, that you can bring in your taxes and collect excess money from the system. That is when sika eba timemufuo botom ye ton ade a ye timi eto obia eko eba income growth cost addressing inequality, inequity, the gap between the rich and poor of a kese, and is saying how do we take some money from the rich and distribute it to the poor. These are fundamental economic development things we should be talking about. And in fiscal policy, they say you have to enforce voluntary compliance. And one of the things that all can say, one of the things that your tax system, very complex, cumbersome. Obi odibja ewa abosu kan the current VAT dispensation regime offer the current import duty in sense your porter import VAT and then I'm here discussions baby there are a lot of administrative charges, network charges, import duty, import VAT,
22 separate taxes.
Yes, exim, ECOWAS levy, one levy and one levy. Nina importation of vehicle and goods as well. How do we simplify this system? Then you bear a phone betimiatias and they will form part of the discussion. They will end up contributing revenue for the state. That is all the things we are proposing in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia bold solution for the future. And yet, big promises are achieving
the propagation of the big solutions,
yes,
and the bold solutions, how do we look at Temahabo?
Right.
Na ubi kwa yin norma. Na yitimi dundum kania at the last checkpoint over 4.5 hours. Na customs in Yebia. Let the whole place is at a standstill.
I think it's really unfortunate, it's unfair to the business community what I'm port. Yebeye intiasie say we have had challenges with our electricity generation as well. Recently, the current power outages in the system. Say ECG4 the announcement about conductors, transformers, almost service. Of a key amongst them are and also higher liquidity challenges and also ECG4 between PRC or regulator no. The cash waterfall mechanism or the Chesika Edema independent power producers is ECG able to collect everything and distribute all the monies to the independent power producers. So these are some of the challenges in the system. But into offer any fair to any business, and as we are speaking, AJD4 be briombu aboso come for spare part dealers for Oshe Yura Sakia Wingo Beta, import and exporters. Freight forwarders of our internet disruptions, there are a lot of backlogs of freight forwarders for complaining about it. As we speak, the government should waive all these demurrage charges are shipping lines. It is costing them because a buyer knows we are using the system. There's icons at the portal. A check is a phone will go paperless. A generating revenue to the state. It's a banner. A doom kania airport pay. Bibia no will go down. The system will shut down, internet will not work. Payment, especially connecting, monies from the business, the importers and exporters, and even lodging them into the various bank accounts of the GRA, which will automatically go to the consolidated fund. Everything will come at a standstill. That will be unfair to the business community. And I think, I will say, revision with all respect to them. But we know the current challenges in the system, which is the power outages are also, and I believe your best almost say they should understand what is going. This is
a generation, but financial.
No offer. I would more tilt to the financial than the generation because a debate and the argument in the system say we have excess capacity. It is not as a result of generation. In Chechemukakra a buyer, we rely so much more on thermal plant, and thermal plant is also fueled by gas. A koba gas a tap free Nigeria, a West African gas pipeline for no. In Penny4 because and what Chimakakra, they needed to service all those lines, and as a result, Nebanisape will not get the needed gas need to power the thermal plant. And it's a Banisape. I will say in CCA cost on affect the current production. Areas be on those lines they will be affected. And I'm happy say of our own say communication is very, very important. It helps with planning. I'm happy say and then the PURC form here regulator in the power sector put pressure on ECG say they should come out with timetable for maintenance routine, whatever they are doing. Send ye say, oh, this particular day, they did some last year in 2023 when normal Achimota box supply, Kaswa die, Pukwasi dia normal ye. You brought a timetable and on a boy when so much segment say some of the towns in Accra said this area because this. We need that and a boy with communication. So I agree on that part. Communication helps. Send here in your mic. So it is not about generation. But they say, we understand. Oshe, the Maya call IMF, a liquidity support, balance of payments, they call IMF, so import, export, and also affect CSM. So we needed the inflow of foreign cash, a bit stimulate currency, so far. There's a lot of payment to the IPPs, and government is doing well. And now share payments are not in terms of arrears. And another account what the State of the Nation address negotiations are IPPs for na no etimi abwa ama a lot of savings in the power sector, and we need some of these things. This is the time I will see a team review some of our contracts in the system. And as we speak of what are we seeing, there is a case former President Mahama, this who about mobile interoperability. Ghana yasan winning another arbitration in this SIPCON switch. Awarded contract in excess of 1.5 billion. So mobile. They say arbitration acquire 476 million company AGF or mine Ghana no. Offer you winning, and all these things are saving for the state. We are challenging all other political parties they should be able to decode the current challenges and seek to prefer solution immediately and on and yet the huge promises, because Eyesikasem any the chichery on mine. And when you are not generating enough money, all the promises it will go in vague. And in doing that, that is why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, I express if I have time, we can go on and on and on with all the policies. You say a more practical
over the period we will do
that. More practical to the point, straight to the point. Okay. And I believe no any idea will call the next chapter.
Amaliba,
over
this day and age, because me do your friend saying, can you tell my harbor for 4.5 hours? Because everything is at a standstill.
Because I think away and top on call. For all you know, oversee, before I come to the issue, second portion, let me deal with this matter briefly. Julius, Bebebo Kanye Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia have the chance to do it over the last 8 years. As a vice president, what has he done? Over inflation. Now you're 15.4%. Under the 10-year, inflation could do 56%. Highest over the last 30 years or more. Now, almost see a better 23%, even still worse than what we bequeathed to him in January 7, 2017. I brought better Kuyo some penny a bit. At the same time, and you're very insulting. And you're tempted, and then in Tiabu say, NPP4 and on Katama to say, Julius, stay here. Because Ghana, how in every COVID the money buy. Please. My brother, stop the interjections. Write it down. Okay, write it down. That's okay.
So I needed to defend myself.
So do you accept to say one cancer? Do you accept to say one cancer?
Well, say our problems came as a result of the COVID-19 Russia-Ukraine war.
You were not following.
You said it.
You were not following.
Okay, me trying.
So say one cancer.
Nana, dear Nakai.
If I may say, we had our pre-existing challenges or conditions.
What were they? Pre-existing. What were the pre-existing conditions?
But did he say your problems are COVID-19?
Of course.
I never
and
said.
And then he's telling us what he said. I was woman enka. Nana Kamienti, what did you say?
He wasn't listening. And if I may say,
what did you say?
What I'm saying is we have a pre-existing condition which is as a result of increasing budget expenditure amounting to budget deficit.
Right.
Over. The major problem is
COVID-19.
COVID-19 a video, it is recorded. He should go and play the video back and listen to himself. Over. Srameko washroom. COVID and Russia, Ukraine war. He mentioned it. A T4 you mentioned it. The pre-existing condition can a reckless borrowing. Mobile fire if 120 billion from 2017 January 7th. By 2019, before COVID, Niyaka could do 225 billion Ghana cedis. That was our national debt as of that time. In fact, where a joint news report, 9th March 2022, exactly 9:43 a.m. Ghana economy shows signs of challenges even before COVID. World Bank.
But that is the pre-existing condition I'm talking about.
I am saying that the World Bank is confirming that our problem is not as a result of COVID. And because of your reckless borrowing, you have added more than half, or you have increased our national debt by 100% or over 100% as of December 2019. That is undeniable fact. By that time, I depreciated almost 6 cities to the dollar. My fan war, or is 3.75. And how do man pineku for the equity committee? For 3-member committee that Bawumia and Kawon say they should investigate why the city is depreciating. True or false? Now fuel. Mobile fine free 3.33 pesos per liter. No, 5 cities after that time. Barely 2 years of your assumption of office. And you know, which of our economic indicator by the time when MPP4 cast the COVID by in 2020, which was performing better? None of them.
Yeah, the asama to when him say, what your mind will say. Major pot to September. Yes, you do can I am coming there. No, how do we deal with the issue of say your major pot?
Thank you very much.
4.5
Thank
hours.
you very much.
The
worst of it all. And Julius had confirmed here that the government is incompetent and must be kicked out of office. All this are happening at the time when Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, the vice president of the MPP, and the leader of the economic management team, again sika semination and sa over. Honorable John Jinapo Abeka said problem I was here about your power no and yet about generation. It is as a result of a car buying dear want me to your IPP sneaker. Because former President Kufuor in 2007 January 8, February 8, 2007, during that State of the Nation address on the historical account and the background of the power crisis, which came up for the first time in 1987, 1997, and 2007. So follow trajectory here, you will then conclude, say, a comment every 10 years, Biano, and your power crisis will come. That was why 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, when Mahama was in office, the problem came with 8 gaudy proportions. But the government worked hard and solved it. Investment in the Jamu, including legacy debt. Throughout the years, are buying Ama subsidies. Yeah, now those debt are subsidies are buying Emano. Omuntia account compound, President Mahamad's government introduced ESLA, Energy Sector Levies Act, which was supposed to generate no less than 4.7 billion Ghana cedis per annum for the government of Ghana to fight with the legacy or to fight that legacy debt within a space of 3 years. About 2019 near Jaisa Kanituya, that's Kananka, the year, ye pay tax in every hole. Mobile Ben, what did you do with it? More day that 4.7 billion no equal SPV. Now when they call Bosia free Chinese government war through what you call the Archie bond.
And is it wrong?
That's a bond.
No, is it wrong?
It is wrong because
how wrong is it?
Sika ye geno tax ye tuya and then okoto tea row crampo e supermarket you pay it.
You pay what?
COVID levy na ye tuya. But those monies does not go to pay the energy sector debt.
That's a false
statement. It goes to settle the debt of that bond na mokoji
false statement.
And next year and Kenya a whole look Tema Port Gua the economy have collapsed. If I'm not mistaken, because now as we speak of you maximizing any production beer or money. Government is relying solely on taxes, which is hurting the economy. And if you are to go back to Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, then someone will come I will join him. So, will say, increase taxes, increase here. The rippling effect is that industry are not going to maximize capital. Now, someone to maximize capital, so their rate of investment will be affected. As the rate of investment affected, so it will lead to a reduction in productivity. So productivity is so bad for more. It will also affect revenue generation. Affecting revenue generation, so you cannot expand the scope of your operation, add additional hands, and create jobs. Therefore, you will be caught in a cyclical downward spiral. These are the words of Kama Bawumia when he was in opposition. And then what he has forgotten all the theories of propounding here, including when your fundamentals are weak. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, or a very funny politician. Of our say, who say government fundamentals in a week. Look at the exchange rate.
But is it wrong?
He was right. If you look at the exchange rate, it exposes the weakness of the fundamentals in the economy. That time, that Ghanaian cedi and 3.75 to $1. In fact, it was even much less than when he was making those assertions. And then,
it is true then, and it is true now. But it is a warp logic for you
to conclude. So, for the making answer, Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia does not present the solution. He is even the problem of Ghana economy itself. And the problem cannot solve a problem.
Kania dundum to the main, he said, baby, I would use it at my pot. They yet me dum Kania 4.5 hours.
Very sad.
Where are we heading to?
I stated earlier on, say, with the current crisis, the ECG, we all know the current problem, and the ECG is working around the clock. Say, Omobe reinstate whatever difficulty with the power sector, no, we nya dia beka honomo, and you see, Amaleba and the NDC is trying to push a certain trajectory, so of there's crisis and I say you can't intimi engineering. Offer you will chromo and say and a World Bank for a catcher and say take or pay agreement a momo koye no eno ede eka ababe daho ede amai and we are servicing all those debt. The same World Bank buy a beka say oh inflation ebe ha your country or mine it put a lot of Ghanaians. In fact, the figure they use is 850,000. Now when you but look at the savings and the negotiations at President Kufuor with the IPPs. And you sit here, all the financial engineering are with the power sector. The report from the IMF suggests say offer we have something we call below cost recovery against tariff.
Final comment.
My final comments and they say yes, at the moment, whatever is happening with the power sector and penny for a work in fact President former Nanado asked power committee almost a Montanase and the current challenges are now within the shortest possible time.
At least something has been done.
It's also been the practice. Until say airport, power airport.
Mama said he was honest with Ghanaians, telling Ghanaians what exactly was going on.
But we have always been honest with Ghanaians. And BBNC Ghana for. And KDBC Ghana for. And all the agreements Amalibati say one sinking fund, ESLA, and this stabilization fund, heritage fund. Forgetting said these are taxes you impose on the ordinary Ghanaian.
Okay. Amaliba, final comment.
And those taxes have a sunset clause. They were introduced for a purpose. The idea was to build all the institutions along our energy sector value chain.
So sunset clause meaning at a point I was here
2019 was here.
Okay. All right.
More extended to 2035.
Because ekana mudigu ono mono. Ekana mudigu ono
that is a lie.
Ekana mudigu ono.
Over.
Momo ba mbe ending.
See and yede
Momo ba mbe ending.
See we could have ended it, but see this time.
Answer.
In 2019. 2019. The sunset clause number kamomo ba ending.
If NDC had continued that you must find money to go and pay that debt. And you can end it.
Simple question, demand simple answer. Just go straight to the
Stop
point.
that.
Nija is storytelling.
This is where your government abandon the
because of
that problem is not the creation of
NDC.
NDC.
Because of that
And here the creation of NDC.
Because of what
it's
they
the creation of the MPP. And above all, we will hold them accountable to their financial crimes against the people. That is it. Because some people must be dealt with. Other than that, you cannot leave the problem.
Clear vision and understanding of the current energy challenges.
Maybe I'm not sufficiently close with the direction.
And that is that's why he has to update himself.
About it.
You need to update yourself because
you need to update yourself.
Dr. Mahmoud. Can you keep quiet?
It's even my time. It's even my time. No. It's even my time.
There's energy diversification, and that is where we have to move to.
We'll do that next week Wednesday. Julius Nanajima of the New Patriotic Party (MPP) I said, "Sir, we are transfer friend or buy." I said that's also Emma Haruna Kingsley Amaliba of the National Democratic Congress (NDC). So on, so you transfer friend or buy. Me man teach me the ahani the see. Me me am doing what you from ADAKABRI Mamudu. Usioma. And you could do that me ado Magero say Ajiman. And I make quick free when a produce show no. Na abna frima abankro na ya asafo. One is on a technical production is naso. But for now, dear, Ulakoku Michael, one abna moe, DJ Foreigner, and I almost so at the Yekofie a neat 100.9 FM at the Abramo. Ninano, na utie nyumonoa, na wabusa say. A dear Nekoswe losing our talented musician.